body cam footage of Tyler Robinson from 2022. 2022, Charlie Kirk's alleged killer. I call it God's work, not the hard work. You know what I'm saying? This is the man right here. They got some footage from the guy from a couple of years ago, and I do want to go through it, right? And other stuff to show you how like a regular, seemingly regular person, you know what I mean, would allegedly commit these acts. You know what I'm saying? Now we do got a lot to unpack today. You know what I'm saying? Got Candace Owens with some new footage. Who moved the camera right above Charlie's head? Says Candace. She got some body cam footage too, and it's from the scene of where this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like where it happened at. You know what I mean? Double tap the screen on the way in the door. The question for the day will be, let's see. I'm ready for all the smoke, man. Does Charlie Kirk deserve justice? That's the question of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to it, man. Let's get past the hard part, right? Let's get to this. All right. Excuse me. All right, I'm trying to get my show together. All right. Here we go. You know what I mean? This one today we're going to get a lot of kickback for this, right? But we're going to tell the truth the entire time. You know what I mean? Now, double tap the screen on your way in the door. Let's get to the show, y'all.
Can you tell me just really quick what happened?
I was coming this way, and he was passing through, and he pulled out from here. Or no.
Let me remind y'all, this is from 2022. We're just trying to get a backdrop of this cat. We're trying to figure out who this dude is. 2022, you know what I'm saying? For a car crash, right? And then we're going to get to the Candace stuff.
From there, I think.
Do you remember which lane you were in?
I was in one of those two lanes going this way. I think in the right. Yeah, in the rightmost lane coming this way.
Okay.
American Psycho. The reason I say that is because when you look at the text messages between him and his trans roommate / boyfriend, it's nasty.
And he would have been there going left. And as I was coming through, he turned in, and I T-boned into the side.
Okay. Do you remember looking at the light?
Yeah, it just turned yellow as I was getting into the intersection.
Gotcha. Okay, are either one of you injured in any way, shape, or form? No, nothing hurts?
I want to show you how these people be looking regular, you know what I'm saying? And, they'll go out and commit these atrocities. The funny thing, when I hear the left speak, I hear them talk all of this crazy stuff, but the only ones that seem to be dying is the ones on the right.
Okay, do you have your registration and proof of insurance on your vehicle?
Same address. So he's a passenger.
Okay.
His insurance, mom's on the way. He doesn't have a copy.
No cap. He does look like the dude from that movie, American Psycho. Let's not play, yo.
No, right?
Okay.
Double tap the screen on the way to the door. Welcome to the Mac Mean True Story. All stories ain't true, but this one is. Today we will be unpacking some staggering truths around here. And later on, we will be talking about this fool and this gangster. You know what I mean? But it has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. Okay? Let's get past it.
That'll work out. I'll just go ahead and...
Big shout outs to my moderators, Tavon Lansky, my brothers in the building, Puto Killer. Is that real Simba? You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's here early. Let's get to it.
Do you need a video?
Got the screen, get the likes up. And share this video today, please.
He's got his brochure full up on his phone. I sent a picture of it if you want me to text it to you.
Yeah, just text it to me. There we go. There you go, bud. Thanks. All right. And then, did you get a record coming for this?
Yeah, I got one coming for this one.
Okay. He's going to need one too. He's a little leaking. Did you get one for this guy as well?
Yeah.
Patrol 313. We're going to need a record for the 6 Juliet Fox as well. mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha. Okay, what I need you to do is just fill out this witness statement for me. This is just your identifying information. Down here, put exactly what you told me.
Now look, this is weird as it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to what Candace owns spotlights. You know what I'm saying? Because man, she be having some receipts that nobody else got, and she's like, I ain't gonna lie, man. People that rock with Candace is kind of concerned about her life because the stuff that she's saying. You got to understand, Candace knows a lot of personal things about these people. She has messages she's about to expose. There's all type of shit going on. But check this out, y'all.
You can see Charlie's there. And one of you guys caught this. You probably didn't even see it there.
Now we have a goal to reach in the super chat. If we reach our goal of 5 super chats within, I guess, an hour or so, I'm gonna open up the panel and allow people to get up here and voice their opinions.
And we can get in a little closer. Do you guys have it slow it down, or do you guys just want to circle here? Okay. Right there. Right there. An individual standing there. Again, I am just amazed at internet sleuths, as I was like, wow, that is very strange. That person appears to be calmly talking into their phone. It's like a circus around them. What's he doing? Who's he speaking to? Then, just a couple of minutes afterward, that same individual appears alongside another.
We definitely going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel. Let's not act like, if you're on the Trump train, type ones in the chat. Let's get the chat populated with ones. Spam the chat. Did Jimmy Kimmel deserve to be fired? In my opinion, yes. I think they need to take them old broads down from The View next, in my opinion.
Individual. And he moves Charlie's chair. Like, that's a crime scene. That's not good. And he moves it because he wants to stand on it as he takes down the cameras, or the camera rather, that is just above Charlie's head. That's the camera that I'm talking about on the right-hand side. That's a camera that I'm referring to. And we are going to now take a look at him. And he is also the individual, as many of you pointed out, that was near Charlie or just before the assassination. But let's check out that footage of him in the immediate aftermath, kind of switching around the cameras, the two of them. Take a look.
Fireworks.
We're trying to say the J words was behind this, man. I got a lot to show y'all today. Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on the Trump train, don't mind spamming my chat with ones. We very Trump friendly around here, but we also allow other people to speak too. Let's go.
Safety team is here.
Well, I do have MWN. I understand the sentiments. Unfortunately, I fell off the Trump train when the administration refused to release actual information about the Epstein files. I have the actual congressional hearing with them with them bringing it. Just stick around. Watch what I'm going to show you.
I just heard them say that.
I had the congressional hearing with them discussing this, and it gets really, really nasty. I wish I could just play it right now, but let's stick to this for a second.
Active shooter Charlie Kirk has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just said.
And for the people that say that this man deserved this, man, I feel sorry for y'all, man. Y'all some soulless motherfuckers out here, man. I get it. Some hardcore motherfuckers. You're in a country where you can say fuck your president and still eat your oatmeal the next day. You know? In another country, they'll take that oatmeal and shove it up your prison wallet. You understand me? You feel me? It's called treason somewhere else. All right? Y'all need to keep God in your life. For real, for real. Y'all out here bugging, talking down on the country that you live in. Hey, let me just tell y'all something. Here's a weather report.
Breaking news this morning, NYC residents stay safe. Dick riding is at an all-time high. Broke boys are on the rise. Pieces are not hitting, and the plugs have the same work.
God in your life. Fuck nigga, keep God in your life. Fuck nigga, keep God in your life. Fuck nigga, you need to praise the Lord or Allah or Yahweh.
God in your life. Salute to my boy Lansky. Let's get the ones in the chat for Trump Train.
Don't worry, guys. We're going to get closer. This is just a wide shot so you can see what's going on here, and then we'll get a bit closer. I know you guys have pulled apart this footage a million ways, and thank you for that. And here's the closer version of that. You can see, slowed down here, he pulls out the chair, he stands on it, and yes, that would be a big no-no for a crime scene. You don't move anything. He takes down the camera that is directly above where Charlie was sitting and would be able to provide, therefore, a lot of insight. And then you can see he kind of sits the camera onto the desk, and it looks like he removes the SIM card from it, or the SD card, if you will, which we're watching right here.
My bad. Black people, this shit doesn't have anything to do with you. Stay in your place.
Nigga chicken, nigga. Nigga means love. I love everyone. Gang. Who are these niggas? Who are these?
Let these people deal with their thing, man, and stop involving yourself in everything. Everything is racist. Everybody's racist. Man, you racist. Why are they moving the camera and stealing the camera and the SD cards and all this, man? I don't believe they got caught.
So I'm going when I saw this.
I can't believe they got caught red-handed like this.
Footage. Who is that? Like, actually, I should be able to figure this out because I've got a pretty big network. I'm Turning Point USA. I'm the person who's wearing shades. I'm not recognizing the individual. And I reach out to somebody on the inside, and I'm just like, who's this? Because I've got a pretty big network at Turning Point USA. I'm the person's wearing shades. I'm not recognizing the individual. And I reach out to somebody on the inside, and I'm just like, who's this person? And they tell me the person's name, and I go, oh, wait a second. And I look again. I'm like, I know this person because it's been a few years, but I know this person. This person's been around Turning Point for quite some time, for years. Like I said, back when I was working at Turning Point, early days. So I'm like, I'm just going to reach out. Obviously, I know this individual. I'm going to reach out, and I'm going to say, hey, what's up with this? Where?
You don't think that film was turned over to the feds? Probably not. Now how the feds, the way the feds are shiesty as shit, man. They can't be trusted neither. And after I show you this congressional hearing, you're going to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Where is this footage? Why did you do this? What were you doing up there on the rocks? What's up? Like, this is not the first thing I would do if I had just witnessed Charlie Kirk being shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this right now. He was extremely forthcoming. Like, as soon as I reached out, I just sent a text because I still had his number, and he was extremely forthcoming, immediately got onto the phone. And first and foremost, I should say, obviously, he's seeing all of these clips going viral.
Okay, Tavon, you know what I'm saying? Tavon says that, it might affect, freedom of speech in general. But I think that freedom of speech is breached when a man gets his neck blown off, for speaking his mind. So I do agree with you saying, but it's a double-edged sword. It's just fucked up on both sides.
And he is fearful for his family. He doesn't have any security, and people are looking, And he said, look, as you can see in the footage, I was sitting right to the left or to the left of Charlie when Charlie got shot. And I instantly knew that he was not going to be okay. I instantly knew that he was dead. And I then, as you can see, people that are running, anybody that was in that zone, ran to the back, and he caught his breath. He wanted to check in with and communicate to other people that were working with and around.
Candace is awesome, but I kind of think that she's grifting a little here. The Kimmel deal was all about money, had nothing to do. Okay, a couple people saying she's grifting, but we'll get to that in a second. I don't want to be about her. I want to be about what she's saying right now.
Turning Point USA. That's why he's on his phone.
But that is, I've been hearing a lot of, conservative or ex-conservatives saying that about her,
Communicating to them
leaning towards the J words, and so to speak.
What had happened. That's what he told me. Then I asked, okay, well, what about this camera thing? Why would you grab the cameras? And he says, because the first thing that I thought is that I better secure the footage and be helpful and give that footage, hand that.
Now, let's not make no mistake. She's talking about the guy. She knows the guy that did that, took the stuff out, the camera down or whatever. And she's basically questioning him, why did you do that? So far, I just brought it back for the people that came in right now. But so far, he's saying that, I was securing it just in case something foul happens with the footage.
Or working with and around Turning Point USA. That's why he's on his phone, communicating to them what had happened. That's what he told me. Then I asked, okay, well, what about this camera thing? Why would you grab the cameras? And he says, because the first thing that I thought is that I better secure the footage and be helpful and give that footage, hand that footage over to the feds. Well, obviously, that's where things get into a pickle with me, because we don't trust the feds, right?
Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. You want to know why we don't trust the feds, y'all? I'm going to show you. This is why we don't trust them funky-ass feds. What was so crazy was Trump start telling y'all about these crooked motherfuckers here. Y'all was looking like y'all. It was almost like y'all was fighting. Half the dudes I know been to jail, been to feds and all that. Hated the feds. All of a sudden, y'all fell in love with the feds. No, watch this.
Documents. The first is a series of emails from the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. They are making FOIA requests to get their own FBI files and not having any success. So I want to bring attention to that by submitting that to the record. The second document
is titled, and make no mistake about it, right? Y'all know how I get down. I like to show these congressional hearings because it shows you just what type of fucking animals is making these laws, man. These dudes don't know how to act, man. These motherfuckers, this shit be, you think Jerry Springer was something? Look at a congressional hearing. It says, all hell breaks loose as Swalwell and Patel brutally fight over Trump Epstein questions. Watch this shit here.
That I want to submit to the record, for the record.
I
know we don't usually read these. This one's not readable. It's completely redacted. For the most part, the first 50 pages. This is actually the search warrant that was served on James O'Keefe for a diary that he had already given to the government 2 months before. And as it turns out, there were no indictments here, yet he still doesn't know why he was raided. And I think he deserves to know. So,
no objection.
Thank you.
Watch how ratchet they get. They cut each other off, knowing that they're going to get penalized, all that. This shit is awesome, bro.
The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
That question is so loaded.
Reviewed not the entirety of the files, so
you haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce the amount of children that are being trafficked, and the number of
it sounds like those children being trafficked. I appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name that we have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times? We have released
every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Claiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo.
Oh,
So you can go out to.
This is the type of smut I like. Watch how nasty it gets between these motherfuckers. This is who's running our country, y'all. Let's make no mistake about it. While y'all arguing with each other, thinking that these people is something different than human, nah, this is a glimpse into the motherfucking reality that's running our country. While y'all fighting with each other, these motherfuckers is looking good up here, getting rich, all in bed with big business. Do these look like crooks? Spam my chat with ones. Do this look like a fucking gang of crooks or not? Huh? Listen how they talk. You got no respect for each other. These motherfuckers got their fangs out.
The sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article.
My time, Director.
Keep going, reclaiming your time.
You're out here claiming you Democrats and Republicans and let's fight against each other. Meanwhile, they just leveraging laws right up under your ass. Gerrymandering, making new districts, pushing people around, still redlining legally today. Just so these motherfuckers can drive nice cars and look good for camera, bro. These motherfuckers are clout chasers, bro. That's what gets these elected officials in place. Money and clout. Because what makes, what makes your grandmother's a better candidate than these motherfuckers here, man. You can't trust nothing these dudes do once they go through the Nori door. Divide and conquer. That's right. They fucking us over, bro. I'm not no fucking Republican. Let's get it very clear. I'm a conservative, okay? I'm for what's right, and they're fucking us over, yo. Redlining does exist, okay? They legally do it. They change the names, man. And I ain't talking like no Democrat, okay? I'm Trump trained, okay? Because I like him. I like what the fuck he's doing. But the party itself, nasty work. Okay? Democrats and Republicans got to do. The people that running our country got to look better than this, y'all. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Take that label off. Take that skin color. Stop skin banging. Stop race hustling, man. And wake the fuck up.
Because the people of California are being underserved by your.
Trump is blowing it up. Without Trump, you don't have these conversations. They don't look like this. We still running on the hamster wheel. Nah.
Or representation.
The president is not implicated. Why not release?
By the way, they just blew up a so-called narco terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Boat. 3 dudes. Trump pressed a button, said, boom. They was trying to come into America. Boom. That's what they got. Okay?
Everything that involves.
We have released everything the president and anyone else's side that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations.
Trump is screwing me, homeboy. I'm not your homeboy. That's why you think Trump is screwing me. No freaky. Trump is screwing you if you're out here having some feelings about what a man say. You the same type of dude like that other dude. We're going to bring him back too. Yeah. He couldn't accept, allegedly, what somebody got to fucking say. All right? What y'all want to do? Kill everybody that got something to say? You need God in your life, bro.
Keep God in your life. Fuck nigga, keep God in your life.
That I'm hiding.
I'm making a simple point that look how they sound. Matter of fact, let me shut up.
Child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco are needed.
Director, remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the file?
I could stretch it for an hour if I want for facts. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, I could do whatever I want. See, that's the good thing. You're free to go. This ain't the Forbes breaking news channel. This is a reaction of what's going on. Listen to how they sound. Listen to how they sound. And they're arguing over the what's in the Trump. Matter of fact, let me just let the whole thing play out.
Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to submit two
I'm saying they sound like Igorish.
sets of documents. The first is a series of emails from the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. They are making FOIA requests to get their own FBI files and not having any success. So I want to bring attention to that by submitting that to the record. The second document that I want to submit to the record, for the record, I know we don't.
Says Cash won't release the files because the whole world will turn on the government. Might be. Who knows?
Usually read.
I would love to see it too. You know what I'm saying? I think the whole right side would love to see it. You know? So we can stop this witch hunt. For real. And we can see what's going on.
This one's not readable.
I don't care if you're a Trump supporter or not. You don't want to know who's up in that joint? Come on, man. I'm an independent thing. I like to think, man. I'm telling you, I like to think. I don't just mindlessly follow everybody that call themselves a Republican. You know what I'm saying? For real. I look at character. So we want to see. Yes, we want to see. But I'm pretty sure Kash Patel has his reasons. I'm just saying that this is really ghetto. These are who running our country.
It's completely redacted. For the most part, the first 50 pages. This is actually the search warrant that was served on James O'Keefe for a diary that he had already given to the government 2 months before. And as it turns out, there were no indictments here, yet he still doesn't know why he was raided. And I think he deserves to know. So,
Objection.
Thank you.
The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
I've reviewed not the entirety of the files, so
You haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director
Yeah, man. Come on, Cash.
of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce.
I'm just smell fishy. I ain't gonna lie. Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up.
The amount of children that are being trafficked and the number of.
It sounds like those children being trafficked. I appreciate the director reviewing the
You
file.
know why? Because me just looking from the outside, and it seems like he's diverting. Instead of answering the question, he's telling you about the little people trafficking and all of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? We understand that, but what about the little people that was trafficked in the Epstein files is what he asking. Come on, man. Don't do that, man. This is why we like Trump, because he ain't scripted. He gonna just tell you straight up. Put him in one of these.
Doing is been busy providing the safest country this country is.
That sounds drunk. Exactly. Slurring and all type of just misrepresenting. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Keep going on the likes. Just tap the screen until you see the big thumb pop up. If that don't happen for you, go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. Subscribe to the channel too. Let's go.
Seen in modern U.S. history in historic.
All opinions welcomed here. Just don't curse in the chat. If you do curse, abbreviate your cursing, okay?
Speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce.
Now we talking, Grizz.
The amount of children that are being trafficked and the number
It
of.
sounds like those children being trafficked. I appreciate the director reviewing the files. You
Big MAGA
said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name we have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at
we have
least be 1,000
released
times?
every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay.
Okay. I don't understand that.
Characterize the numbers however you want it.
Claiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000.
Now look at this ignorant ass statement. All MAGA should be sent to re-education or deported, right? Now we're going to deport you right up off of this channel, brother. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your time, but you're not needed around here. Bye.
1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least?
ECRC coming in hot. Ask him how many times Bill Clinton is in them joints. Oh God.
100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to.
Look how he swerved that question, bro. You're supposed to answer it. Make us look good.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit.
See, liberals left, lunatic left. This is how you hold your party accountable. Okay?
Your fundraising article.
They call it out when they look bad.
Keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
The president is not implicated. Why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to.
For the people that's just coming in, this is the director. Director Patel, Cash Patel. I don't know how you got that name.
Be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment.
Tell me this don't look like Jerry Springer, man.
Because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco
my time,
need
Director. Remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the
It's a simple
attorney's
question.
file.
Did you tell the Attorney General that the president's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes
if you're gonna
or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No, A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
it sounds like you don't.
Oh, yeah, this is better than Jerry Springer. This is the real deal. These are the fools that's running our country up here arguing like B words.
I want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order,
Mr.
Chairman.
Director,
I'm the gentleman from California.
Did you tell
That's not live, but I am. How about that, Michael?
the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
Well, Elroy, it's not that he refuses to answer the question. He cannot legally answer the question. He will get slain. It will be over for him. All right.
Question has been asked and answered.
And that huge mystery, I think that they use that clout to propel this shit.
You have not
keep on fighting with each other.
Answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it.
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Donald Trump has not been, and I can only speak for the FBI, an informant of the FBI.
So, Director, you've played this cute shell game where you say you can't release everything because the court has said that it legally is not allowed to be released, but the court calls bullshit. Judge Richard Berman said that when you went to the court, quote,
see how they talk? It's wild. I got more. Watch what Senator Ted Cruz speak.
Information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to Epstein investigation information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice. So let's move on, Director. You wrote a book called Government Gangsters. You identified...
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. If you're on that Trump train, spam my chat with ones. All right, we got a lot of hatred in the building tonight.
I had 20 individuals in that book. You put me on that list at the top of the list. Thank you. My children find it flattering. 20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Oh, and how they make so much. Obama walked away with the fucking bank, y'all. That boy pimped the whole country.
individuals.
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done
No, the question
they failed
again,
to meet the muster and
Director,
their constitutional
I will
obligation.
work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress.
I'm reclaiming my time, Director.
See, this is bad business. They just getting nasty. You know what I'm saying? If you're on that Trump train, type ones in the chat. Answer the poll. Does Charlie Kirk deserve justice?
Decisions about these individuals.
Anyone that has been terminated at
go crazy.
The FBI has been done
No, the question
they failed
again,
to meet the muster
Director,
and their constitutional
I will
obligation.
work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress.
Reclaiming my time,
It's been a disgrace to the American people.
I'm reclaiming my time.
You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak this way? Mr. Chairman, would you
accuse yourself?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you admonish the witness not to insult members?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, just
committee will remember.
Quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts, since the witness decided to interrupt him continuously?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure he has time to do that.
My question is, will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Now, look at this one right here, bro.
Gentleman yielding. With that, we now recognize the gentleman from Colorado.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing. Thank you, Director Patel, for being here today. I have a couple of questions regarding a terrible shooting that occurred in Colorado, a state, as you may know, that I represent. You've testified previously about, I think, what you would describe as your efforts to provide more information regarding the investigation with respect to the horrific assassination of Mr. Kirk. And so, in that same vein, I'm hoping you can provide this committee and my constituents in Colorado with some clarity.
Absolutely.
I think, as my colleagues know, in Evergreen, Colorado, Jefferson County, a county that I proudly represent, at Evergreen High School, a shooter.
Black dudes that talk like this, man, always make me nervous, man. It's like seeing a chick playing Moneybag Yo with a furry steering wheel, patting her head and shit. You know what I mean? I just slow down and let them go past.
Only injured. 2 students were praying for their swift,
smart, quiet motherfuckers. Woo.
Recovery. There's an article here from Colorado Public Radio. The title is, quote, FBI was already investigating an account that may have been linked to the Evergreen shooter. You're familiar with the circumstances generally, Director, regarding this terrible tragedy.
Yes.
So
respect, Michael.
My understanding from the public reporting is that an organization reported to the FBI in July of this year regarding, just reading here from the article, that the FBI opened an assessment into a social media account user whose identity was unknown and who was discussing the planning of a mass shooting with threats non-specific in nature. This is the FBI statement to the press. And that the FBI continued to work this assessment investigation to identify the name and location of the user up until September 10th, 2025, which is the day of the tragedy. Can you provide us some clarity on what were the impediments to finding, the account user, and maybe describe in greater detail the FBI's work in that regard?
Generally speaking, yes, because I know even though
now let's make no mistake, this was 2 days ago, y'all.
Shooter's deceased, the investigation we're not done. Sure. And so the impediments to find
Cash Patel, because this is a hard ass job he has. You know what I'm saying? And if it is a cover up, and he's the man that's speaking, imagine all the pressure that's on this dude to just even be in that room. You know what I'm saying?
Finding these individuals.
You got some big bolas.
You highlight a great point. We had 2 huge tragedies in the span of days in this country. The school shooting in Evergreen, Colorado being one of them. And proactively going out onto these social media platforms, which are so large, is our biggest impediment. And we need
right, Def, you got that shit.
to rely on the service providers. There's actual legislation. I can't remember the name.
I'm trying to land it into something, you know what I mean? But we live stream. This shit is the jungle. It's hard to, catch everything, It does sound crazy. But I just think that what I'm trying to say is that educated black man puts fear in my heart. What? No, damn, man. Oh, shit. I just kind of confirmed.
That's up for renewal, which will.
Is he sniffing coke?
There's actual legislation. I can't remember the name of it. That's up for renewal.
Oh, these niggas is partying. They partying. I mean, has anybody seen the the series Billions. Oh, these niggas is partying. Yeah, man. The fucking the attorney general is has his wife putting electrical devices on his nipples. You know what I'm saying? She's putting the mask on. She's doing the Pulp Fiction to him. I'm talking about the part with Ving Rhames. Yeah, she got the fucking mask with the thing hanging from the mouth. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look at Billions. This man is clearly, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Getting fluffier than the cloud.
Service providers. There's actual legislation. I can't remember the name of it. That's up for renewal.
Oh, hell no. I know a cokehead. I sound like Judge Mavis, right? I knows me a cokehead. I knows me a cokehead. We all know a cokehead. Bro, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I know you.
Providers. There's actual legislation. I can't remember the name of it. That's up for renewal.
Oh, hell no.
Which will,
Here's the fucking blow. Here's the fucking blow, baby. Here's the fucking blow, dude.
And I gotta talk to my my producers back here, man. Who the fuck just put that up there, bro? That's racist to say that only black people do it, you know? I didn't say Africans. Okay, let's get back to it. Cokehead Cash. Let's get it. I fuck with it.
Legislation. I can't remember the name of it. That's up for renewal, which will, and I think at the end of the month, which gives service.
Hey, can everybody spam allergies in the chat? Come on, man. Salute to Cash Patel, man. Spam allergies in the chat, please. Allergies. A lot of you motherfuckers can't spell, so let me help you out. Allergies. That's probably not even how you spell it. Don't come over here looking to get your life. I will lead you down the wrong road, sir. Okay? You're here for the entertainment. And
nigga chicken, nigga means love. I love it.
See, I bet y'all didn't even know that. That the N word means love. That's why I advise you guys, right? Ladies and gentlemen, why am I so blurry? Black Power. All right. I want y'all to subscribe to my new channel. It's called Hard ER Records. I don't know why I'm blurry.
Nigga, you gay.
Providers the ability to report that information in from their end without liability. We need that to continue because while the FBI has so many people and the police are great at doing it, there's just too many platforms to cover down on.
Well, I appreciate that, Director Patel, and I think we're certainly, I'm interested in continuing this conversation because I think the reporting suggests that that there's a pattern and that ultimately we want to make sure that law enforcement is able to prevent this kind of tragedy from happening in the future. I have a question. It's not meant as...
Man, listen, Carlton, you are boring the fuck out of me. All right, let's take it here. All right, let's get back into this other congressional hearing. This is the one with Ted Cruz. Y'all know I used to play a lot of stuff with these congressional hearings. Then I went down the rabbit hole. But check it out. This is how I know it's ignorant, you know?
Well, he has been rude and disrespectful to senator after senator.
And when the senators were not giving him a chance to answer, I didn't stop the senator either. Go ahead, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the FBI, under my 7-month leadership, were failing this administration in this country, why do we have...
Sniff, sniff. Cash, Cash like the party, y'all. You, man, I can smell it all over him. He's a custody. Cash Patel is a custody, bro.
23,000
allegedly
violent felons arrested this year alone. A 200, a double increase from that time last year. Why is it that we have seized 6,000 weapons? Why have we found 1,500 child predators and arrested them?
Yeah, Ted is legit. Ted is the fucking man.
Why have we 300 human traffickers in jail? Why have we found and identified 4,700 children? Why have we seized 1,600 kilograms of fentanyl in enough to kill a third of the American public, a 25% increase alone from last year, 88,000 kilograms of cocaine seized, 700 kilograms of meth seized.
Man, he's a professional dodger of questions. He's a dodger of questions. Oh, man, he's a professional dodger of questions. You know, I fuck with bro. That's the bro. But he knows how to duck this shit, man.
And that's just
if he was hired to duck shit, he's doing a very good job.
On our criminal operations in summer heat. How is it possible that we are taking 8 kilograms off the streets of the cities in New Jersey and preventing the deaths of 607,000 people this year alone? A failure of the FBI and my leadership. How is it that we have counterintelligence arrests already
sniff
this year exceeding the
now it doesn't go out of your head, right? It doesn't leave your head, right? It's just there, right? Hey, subscribe to the channel, man. Go to the top right, hit the 3 dots, man. If you are offended, you know what I'm saying, you'll be way more offended by the time you leave. Okay?
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga
talk. You're going to kill him because you don't like the way another nigga talk. That's crazy.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Breaking news this morning, NYC residents stay safe. Dick riding is at an all-time high. Broke boys are on the rise. Pieces are not hitting, and the plugs have the same work.
Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up.
numbers from the entirety of last year? 33% increase in PRC, 83% in Russia, 60% in the CI space as it relates to Iran.
Blah, 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 blah. Cash, they did not ask you that.
And we haven't even talked about CT, the southern border, the northern border.
Before Senator Cruz, I kind of feel like a broken record today. All this interest in FBI termination, yet my colleagues showed no intent or interest in when my whistleblowers suffered retaliation over the past years, particularly the past 4 years. Indeed, one whistleblower has alleged that Brian Driscoll's insubordination, whether an agent is on a
And this chairman is just terrible.
hot button case or not, they ought to be held accountable for misconduct and weaponization. Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, I have to say, it used to be that to see theater, you had to go to the Kennedy Center. Now, apparently, you need only go to the Senate Judiciary Committee.
I love the way he dissed them to their face, yo.
And see our Senate Democrats berating the director of the FBI, which, okay, it's not, partisan politics is not new in the United States Congress. But what is remarkable is what Senator Booker was berating Director Patel about. He wasn't berating him for failing to do his job, but rather he was furious for Director Patel for successfully doing his job. For 4 years, the Democrats under Joe Biden had an open
Yeah, let's double tap the screen, get the likes up. You know what I'm saying?
border that undermined the safety of every single American. They allowed 12 million illegal aliens to come into this country, to invade this country. And every single day, Americans were murdered, women were raped, children were assaulted by violent criminals that Democrats released.
There you go.
Now, Director Patel, I found Senator Booker's questioning really bizarre. He asked you, have you reassigned FBI agents from human trafficking to immigration issues? Director Patel, are the Mexican cartels that are bringing people illegally into this country engaged in human trafficking?
Yes, sir.
What the hell does it mean to reassign someone from human trafficking to immigration? The greatest human trafficking in the world has been over the last 4 years at our southern border. It is modern day slavery that the Democrats still defend. They still defend those open borders. Mr. Patel, he also said, did you reassign FBI agents from protecting children to immigration? How many children have you found that were victimized by the open borders of the previous administration?
4,700.
4,700. And yet, oddly, I don't hear a Democrat here saying, gosh, thanks for protecting those kids.
35% increase year to date last year.
Days off used to feel risky. Now they're a regular thing.
All right, I want to shift topics. And I want to shift topics to what happened last week. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was assassinated because of his political views. We're living in a time of enormous division and tragically hatred, and hatred that manifested in evil that we saw last week. Now, the FBI, working in concert with state and local law enforcement, apprehended what appears to be, in all likelihood, the murderer. And you did so in just 33 hours. So I want to start by just congratulating you and the FBI agents and state and local law enforcement for successfully apprehending the murderer in less than a day and a half. In the wake of that assassination, we have seen far too many people on the left celebrating the assassination. We've seen Democrats, we've seen activists cheering it on. We've seen tragically teachers in high schools, teachers in elementary schools, university professors cheering on the murder of Charlie Kirk. You and I both knew Charlie well. He was a good friend. He was an extraordinary man. And I will say there's a great deal of discussion about what to do about it. Under our Constitution, under the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, speech.
Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pulling something up. You know what I'm saying? If y'all on that Trump train, type ones in the chat. Does Charlie Kirk deserve justice? 88% of the people said, of course, he was human. Sadly, 12% of these people actually think that that man deserved to pass. And that's sad to say about you and the way you view life. Hopefully you don't, you're not leading the family of any sort.
Just protected.
Give me a second, people. I'll be right back. Check this out.
And that's true even for vile speech. Someone can stand up and say the most hateful thing, and it's protected by the First Amendment. Nazis and Klansmen can march in the streets. And even though their speech is bigoted and horrible and racist, the First Amendment protects it.
Fact.
Conduct, however, is not protected by the First Amendment, particularly conduct that is violent. Violent conduct that is threatening others, that is harassing
Ted Cruz.
Others, that is injuring or in this case murdering others, is most assuredly not protected by the First Amendment. And so I would encourage you and the FBI to focus on conduct. Now, speech can direct. Speech can guide you to those engaged in conduct. And I will say one question that I have and many have, and I recognize this is an ongoing investigation, so I don't want you to say anything that would compromise the investigation. But what can you tell us at this point about what evidence there exists of other individuals who may have had prior knowledge of this assassin's plans to murder Charlie Kirk on September 10th?
Generally speaking, we've interviewed numerous people, family members and friends, including the partner, to provide us with a detailed history of the knowledge he may have had, the suspect may have had prior to. We're still mapping out who, if anyone, was involved as an accomplice. As I said, the investigation.
Chef, salute, bro.
Is ongoing. We're also speaking to and going to interview numerous individuals online who were part of a chat group that was involved in this heinous assassination. And we're also going to work with our state and local partners out in Utah to find out what community organizations, if any, participated or had any foreknowledge.
Just to bring you up to speed, this is what the FBI is talking about, just in case you don't understand what the FBI is talking about in relation to the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Of this information, but it's very much ongoing. I remind everybody that it's not even been a week since Charlie's tragic death.
Not even a week.
Is it accurate? It's been widely reported that the assassin's roommate was a transgender man who was transitioning to be female, and it's also been reported that they may have been romantic partners. Is that accurate?
Yes, Senator.
And I assume the FBI is investigating. It has also been reported that there were transgender chat rooms that may have had some awareness of the plan to commit this murder. Is that accurate as well?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
It's been reported that there were chat rooms of transgender activists that indicated some degree of potentially of foreknowledge of this murder.
We're still developing that.
Do you have any information the bullet casings had on them both Antifa and LGBT wording on them? Do you have any indication of the source of those engravings and what inspired them?
As to the actual source, we're still developing that.
Here you go. I'm gonna ban you from the channel. How about that?
I want to encourage you in the course of this investigation, absolutely go after anyone who aided and abetted.
I had to spotlight you just to show your ignorance.
But I want to more broadly encourage you, follow the money.
Lion of God, I hope you're trolling. Pronounce what you just what he just said. The last name was G-U-R.
The violence we are seeing.
So if his first name was Nick and the last name was G-U-R, what was he trying to say to us? You know what I mean? Put it together.
Who are these niggas? Who are these niggas?
Nigga chicken, nigga means love. I love it.
But he didn't mean it with love in his heart.
Is not pure.
I'm smarter than you trolls. All I gotta do is see you. 9 out of 10 times, you know, I ignore you. I let the mods deal with you, but some of y'all are very special and you need the loving touch of God in your life. You know what I'm saying? All right? And I'm the perfect one to give it to you.
God in your life. Fuck nigga, keep God in your life.
Stay focused, okay, y'all?
Purely organic. There is, I believe, significant money that is spreading dissension, that is spreading violence. Antifa. Do you believe Antifa is a terrorist organization?
I'm too quick for these niggas, Chef.
I believe Antifa is associated with a lot of violence in this country. As to its designation, I'll leave that to the appropriate authorities.
So I would encourage the administration to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization, to go systematically after Antifa. They've committed acts of violence all over the country. And the shell casings have multiple references to slogans that Antifa has popularized. I believe there is considerable money funding it. I would note that I've introduced legislation called the Stop Funders Act. Stop Funders Act would add rioting to the list of predicate offenses under RICO. I believe the money should be tracked and prosecuted under RICO. And both the Antifa and Black Lives Matter riots of a couple of years ago and the pro-open border riots in Los Angeles and other cities of this past year, I believe there was significant money behind those riots. I'm not the only person who noticed at the anti.
Oh, he's pointing at George Soros. I like this. I like where this is going. I like what The Rock is cooking.
Anti-Semitic.
And I love how they conveniently put all these organizations and all these instances, and now black people involved with this. Whole country up about this. And half of the black people I know don't know one sentence Charlie Kirk ever said. That's crazy, right?
And violent.
It's crazy. I'm glad they fired Jimmy Kimmel. I'm absolutely elated over this, man. I'm trying to find the right words, man. It's hard. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But check it out. I'm happy. And I hope the view is next. Because I believe that people like that, right, that have such a voice. I'm talking about these motherfuckers. Oh man. Let's go back one more time, right? Let's go back. Let's visit this again. I just like the way he's so happy about this. Check it out.
To them indefinitely.
ABC is polling Jimmy Kimmel's late night show off the air indefinitely after pressure from President Trump's appointee leading the FCC and local broadcast company Nexstar. Kimmel recently speculated on the air that the man who killed MAGA activist Charlie Kirk could have been on the far right himself. Today, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr went on a MAGA
This ain't go well for Jimmy.
Influencers podcast
I'll be mad with the name Jimmy anyway. Anybody that knows Jungle Brothers know that Jimmy means
and threatened action against ABC's local affiliate licenses. Nexstar, one of the largest owners of TV stations in the U.S., announced later today it would stop airing Kimmel's show for the foreseeable future.
Now, indefinitely don't mean that a person can't come back. It just means until further notice. But what does that mean? Once they cancel them, they're going to see the feedback of the show and what people are saying, and then indefinitely is going to turn into a permanent fire. But this is what that fool said that got him canceled. Hey, y'all, hold on real quick. I got to tell you this. I bet you $1 million y'all didn't know this. Only 3 mobile providers
over the weekend with the
clip.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to
that was foul how he just threw it on us. That's crazy, man. They just got too loose.
Points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last?
Block them from the channel completely. Gotta show their ignorance, man. You know what I'm saying? Bingo.
Day and a half, sir.
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes.
Right, Mr. X. He got the wrong name.
He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction. It's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? And it didn't just happen once.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of...
He thought he was going to smoke on a Charlie Kirk pack and not be affected.
Building a great... For 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom.
His name is Dick.
They use tents on the lawn for President Xi when he comes over. If it rains, it's a wipeout. And so I was with the architects that would design. It's going to be incredible. And they came in. They said, Charlie Kirk is dead. I didn't know what they meant. I said, what do you mean dead? Charlie Kirk was shot. And they thought he was dead because it was so horrific, you know. Mm-hmm. And I said, dead.
And then we installed the most beautiful chandelier.
This was completely disrespectful, bro.
Responses you wouldn't believe.
Let me tell you something. You wouldn't have no question whether he should be fired or not if it was your family member that died. If it was your husband or your son, you know what I mean? There would have been no question about it. But because it was this guy, and because you're looking at news and saying that he was racist, which he wasn't, right? It's just that black people too sensitive. That's it. When y'all hear somebody else that don't look like you tell you a staggering fact, especially when it makes you face reality, the first thing y'all want to do is destroy that person. I've seen it a bunch of times. Come on, man. And then when you say something about it, you ain't black enough. Or you an Uncle Tom, all this goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't you understand the race shit is what keep you niggas broke? The race, you being so affected by something. Let me tell you something, right? Can you not go out and get a job? Because the slavery that I've read about, the fucking slaves back then couldn't just do whatever the fuck they want. They couldn't get on the computer and put in an application. They couldn't start a business. They couldn't get turned into a billionaire. They couldn't rap their way from a fucking drug dealer into a billionaire like Jay-Z and the rest of these people did. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have those opportunities. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm one of those people that say that reparations, fuck all that reparation shit. We don't need reparations. You know what I mean? The reparations is given already. The opportunity is your reparation. I'm not saying that black people can't use something. I'm just saying that we need to get out here and get something.
There's something wrong with them. There really is. I mean,
now how
something my algorithm starts going down. Let me go check the back end because I don't know what's going on.
distasteful are you to think that this joke would land and it makes sense unless you vehemently hate Charlie and you hate President Trump? These leftist nut jobs have no end to the disrespect that they're willing to do, and that's why you lost your job. That's why you lost your job.
Facts.
To say that Donald Trump didn't care about Charlie is ridiculous. You see all the outpouring. First of all, he came on the news and said it.
You know, Don said to me, he's sort of like a son to you. Charlie got involved like 11 years ago, I think. He started, you know, he's a brilliant guy, but he didn't go to college. He actually started in college. He was so bored that he left. He would have done very well in college if he wanted to, but he was brilliant. I always said, you know, can you get a degree because you're sort of used to having people like you went to college, right? But he just didn't have the patience to do it. And he started this really during what would normally be college, maybe even sooner than that, but what would normally be college. And it's become a movement. And, you know, I won youth. A Republican never wins youth, but I won youth. I will tell you, TikTok.
That's a fact.
Helped me, but he helped me with TikTok. But he helped me with youth. I've never seen a person who's, in this case, older than the people we're talking about. You know, in many cases, I've never seen young people or any group go to one person like they did to Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Even the ops, even the so-called ops youth wanted to talk to Charlie.
He'd go out to Arizona, to any school, to Utah, where he was, but any school, also East Coast, anywhere. And he would have bigger rallies than any radical left speaker. And it was killing them because he'd have 5,000 people show up, 10,000 people show up. They'd go and they'd have 50 people, but they talk big league, right? Now, he was an unbelievable talent, but he was more, it wasn't really so much a talent. He just really believed it. He just believed it. He loved young people. He wanted to help young people.
See, I'm going to share something with y'all real quick. And just the school, but people in the sector, I'm going to show you what they do to me, right? And this is a really sick practice, but it happens, right? Let me show you how it works. Let me show you my studio, okay? And this is the back end of the studio. You're never supposed to have direct or unknown traffic come to your thing, right? So all of a sudden, right before an hour, I get a surge of direct or unknown traffic. Check it out. I'm going to share my screen with y'all so you can see that I'm not lying. Now, look at this graph, right? The shorts feed. I was in the shorts feed and the vertical feed. So it was doing 75, 87% of my views. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, right? Which was about 10 minutes ago, I get 11.6. Look at this. Of direct or unknown traffic, right? That means that somebody placed bots on my channel just now. They botted the channel, and what YouTube is doing, you know, if I stick around for another hour, they'll send 1,000 people up in here because YouTube is going to correct it and they're going to block that IP, right? I know who's doing this. There's a little motherfucker in the sector, you know what I'm saying, that sees what I'm doing. He wakes up. Then I wouldn't be surprised if he's live right now because normally when he does this, he goes live right after that and sneak disses me, right? Yo, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to wish no bad on you because whatever misery you living in, that's enough for me. You feel me? I'm getting paid, bro. And you a fucking lame. This was some lame sucker shit. You know what I mean? For people that don't know me, double tap the screen, get the likes up, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's bots, you know. I hate to stop the show to address it on my you know what I mean? But I'm gonna expose the dude that be doing this shit on my smaller channel. Now you see how the percentage is going down. It went down to 11%, 11.1, right? Look at the graph. It's going down. But once they do that, they bot the channel. They take you out of the short feed so YouTube can correct it. And it'll take me about a half hour of being up here. You know, I still speak to my crowd no matter how small it is. But I'm explaining to my wrenches and people in the sector what's been going on with my channels. You know what I'm saying? You know, back in the days, I would have said, I pray that you die. If you sitting around waiting on another man's downfall, probably one of those people, you know what I'm saying, your mind state, right? that thought that Charlie Kirk deserved to die. Probably think I deserve to die. Everybody else that's not doing what you want them to do. Def, you good. You good money. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that I know personally. You know? But look at the graph. I want y'all to pay attention to the graph. You see that? See how in the beginning it's shorts feed? This is where YouTube is doing. It's pushing you out. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I could literally just let content play and they'll keep 1,000, 2,000 people up in this joint. But they're correcting it right now. You see the number went down from 11.1 to 10.4. Once they throw me back in the shorts feed, you know what I'm saying? And y'all, if y'all share the video, if y'all double tap the screen, you know what I'm saying, get the likes up, shit like that, type in the chat. That shows YouTube real interaction, and they'll send more people in, and they'll block those IPs that keep doing this to my channel, y'all. Now, I'm monetized. I don't make a lot of money here. I work very hard, you know what I'm saying? And I don't deserve that type of shit. Okay, especially when I'm trying to teach people and entertain. Y'all came here to be entertained. All right? Are you not entertained? This is what goes on when you're successful on YouTube. They hate to see 3,000, 4,000 people on my shit. In the last 60 minutes, I got 25,000 views. Okay? Now I'm gonna get off of that. Let's get back to the content. All right? That's what be happening, man. But YouTube is sharp and they keen and they find, you know what I'm saying, and they'll block them. All right, I'm back on track. Let's go.
People. And he didn't deserve this. He was truly
We don't stay live more than an hour and a half on this channel anyway.
a good person.
Half staff flags.
Salute to everybody that's stuck around, that's sticking around. Mr. X, my brother. Salute to everybody else. Sam I Am, thank you for your sub. You know what I'm saying? We do have a goal to reach. If y'all gonna hit the super chat, hit the super chat. It's available. Cash App, MacMean. It's scrolling at the top. And what city y'all in?
For the entire country. The motorcade.
I'll highlight everybody that typed their city in the chat.
And the support that Donald Trump, he's going to Charlie Kirk's funeral. He sent JD Vance to carry the casket. I mean, he's trying to put Charlie Kirk's casket in the rotunda. I mean, you name it, Donald Trump has done it. And it makes sense for a person who's grieving to try to divert the conversation because he don't want to get into a deep dive talking about.
For the new people, put your city in the chat, man. I'm gonna highlight you.
Charlie Kirk, which would probably make him cry.
The VA, Houston, Texas.
Cry and get emotional, and he's not trying to go there. So that makes sense why he would divert to a different conversation. In addition to that, that seems reasonable that he was shocked that Charlie had died and all this other stuff because Donald Trump is not a scripted individual that's reading a teleprompter to tell him what he should say and how he should feel. Donald Trump is having a real human emotion. And for Jimmy the dummy to get out here and say something is so disrespectful, and that's what he get. That's what you get, you sorry son of a gun. And I hope all you raggedy, terrible news hosts, journalists.
Me too. Get rid of the View.
This fake comedians. I hope all of you guys reap what you sow. You're sowing hatred and dysfunction and literally the worst things that you can say about Donald Trump. And now look at who's winning. Look at who's losing. Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. You think it was justified or not? We'll see. God bless you. I'm out.
All right, let's get back to Candace. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna finish highlighting your cities right now. Are you on that Trump train? I need y'all to type ones in the chat. Let me know where your mind is at, you know, because we have a lot of hatred from the left. All right. Now let's get to this, right?
Of the clothes that Tyler Robinson allegedly did. And we've been wondering why it seems that the feds were only willing to release a grainy image of Tyler Robinson from the day of the shooting, despite the tech stack that UVU campus has, right? There's no images that we can see that have been released of his Dodge Challenger that's supposed to be idling nearby the campus for a very long time, right? If he's, as he texted these Fed messages, him and Lance are texting, and he's telling him every second, minute by minute, what he's done. And he mentioned that the cops have done a sweep. Remember, Tyler is supposed to be babysitting the gun in that moment, waiting for the right moment to go back and quote unquote retrieve his weapon, but he sees and I'm not kidding, quote unquote, squad car. That's what he writes, right? He writes, I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. Squad car. Okay, yeah, no. How many times do you call a police car a squad car? Do you want to know who calls it a squad car? Someone on the squad. Well, that's how that works. Yeah, but that's what Tyler writes, squad car. Elsewhere in this correspondence, and by the way, thanks to one of you people who commented on yesterday's episode and pointed this out to me, but elsewhere, Tyler says something that only a woman would say. That's why it didn't flag me as weird when I was reading this. It didn't flag me as odd. He says to Lance, allegedly, quote, I worry about Prince. I had to leave it, referring to the rifle, in a bush where I changed outfits. Wait.
Cold-blooded motherfucker.
Changed outfits. Somebody commented, men don't say outfits. That's a woman thing. Okay, yeah, that's true. I would say I changed my outfit. A man does not say, you just say you changed clothes. You would not say an outfit. Outfit is very girly. Okay, so is this AI or is this a female fed that put these messages together? We're not feeling like it's Tyler Robinson. That's for sure.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it. Just
double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Continue putting your cities in the chat. I'm gonna highlight you.
Now, another question we ask is if there is this much available footage, why not to relieve everybody to make us feel like this is not a federal operation? Why not just release anything to the public? Well, the reason is because according to locals, many of which have emailed me, any of the footage that they had, any footage that they found, they immediately sent over to the feds, and the feds told them that they were not allowed to share it at all. Like there was some risk. If you shared this at all, it's not going to be good for you. Like they are kind of being pressured by the feds not to share things publicly. And that's why I would say 9/10 is beginning to remind me of 9/11, right? The feds sweep through everything to make sure that they have all of the footage so that no one can question the narrative that they put out. It makes me think, how long did it take before they were willing to show us any footage of the alleged giant Boeing plane that hit the
Right. Where's the transparency?
Pentagon building? We weren't allowed to see that for a very
double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, please. We only got 141 likes, 500, 600 people in the building. Or go to the top right and hit the three dots. Should The View be canceled next?
very long time. I think someone actually in Congress had to fight to get any footage released, and you had people that were saying, no, it was a missile. Well, they swept everything nearby. So that's what this is kind of reminding me of, a Fed sweep. They pretend that they want more information, but in reality, they want to make sure that they have all of the information, all of the footage, so that they can control the narrative. Except sometimes things don't go as planned. Because before people realize they have anything, or maybe when they're trying to reach out.
Get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Double tap the screen or go to the top right and hit the three dots. You're now on YouTube.
Out to the feds, they're texting a friend who texts a friend. And the next thing you know, the whole neighborhood in all of Orem has something. And this is what happened. Something made its way around the entire town and into my tips line repeatedly. It is a very clear image of Tyler Robinson, allegedly taken, I'll say allegedly for safety here, but it's looking right according to my timeline, allegedly taken at 6:38 p.m. at a nearby Dairy Queen. Here is that photo that we can show you. Just take a look at this photo. What is wrong with this picture? A lot is wrong with this picture. First and foremost, 6:38 p.m., you just shot someone. You have gone through great pains to hide your face, to change your outfit. But wait, you didn't fully change your outfit, did you? I'm looking at this photo, and you're wearing jeans, and you're wearing the maroon shirt. Now we have
same fucking shirt,
a 50-50 combo of the outfits. And now you're showing your eyes, and you're not fearful at all that you might be recognized. Also, wow, you must have quite the stomach. You don't have a record. Next thing you know, you shoot someone and you're like, I'm just going to go have a meal. You don't seem to be too shaken or too upset.
At all.
Something problematic is the location, by the way. We mapped this out. It's about 15 minutes away from the campus.
This shit is nasty. Candace, y'all better pray for her.
At a time when we're told that he's idling by, babysitting the rifle. So you can see, we're showing you, it's about a 17-minute drive away from the campus. So there should be a lot of footage that
Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up. If you hear.
and of this.
Yeah, I'm live. Yeah.
This Dodge Challenger driving back and forth. Okay. And like I said, the biggest thing that jumps at me is he looks kind of content there. So he's got to be a full-blown psychopath wearing half of what the feds told us he was wearing in the morning.
He decided to go to Dairy Queen and go get him a fucking milkshake after he was done.
And half of what the feds told us that he was wearing during the shooting.
I'm telling you, they're gonna kill him and die. I'm telling you. Something fishy. It's something fishy, y'all. Type ones in the chat, man. This is nasty.
Okay, so why did he text in this exchange at all and say that he changed outfits? When you've just said, I changed my t-shirt. If that's the reality, you just changed your t-shirt and that was enough. Was it just a t-shirt that he changed? The outfit, again, as I sensed yesterday, has always been problematic. I feel the outfit was the Fed mistake. It never made any sense to say that he wore an outfit onto campus, light khaki shorts and a maroon shirt, and then decided to completely change hours later. Because why wouldn't you just change the t-shirt? That actually makes more sense. Every kid wears blue jeans.
If something don't smell right with this whole thing, man. And I got a feeling they're gonna unalive that kid while he's in custody. The same way Epstein got unalived. It's something fishy. One's in the chat, man. Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights to 2. Matter of fact, it's 800 people, 900 people here. Double tap the screen or go to the top right and hit the 3 dots.
You don't have to change blue jeans or change out of khaki shorts to avoid detection. That's not going to go, hey, we're stopping you because you're wearing blue jeans. That's not a thing. It would make much more sense if he had just changed his t-shirts. And like I said yesterday, if you were going to change it all, why did you have to leave campus?
Keep going on likes, y'all.
To do that. And shouldn't the cameras have caught you either way? You take a totally different route. Again, there's cameras everywhere. So we can now plot this change, this alleged Dairy Queen stop onto our timeline, right? We can see that right there. We were very accurate when we started getting really serious about looking at a timeline. I like a clean timeline. We said the first correspondence that allegedly took place between these two had to have taken place between Tyler and Lance after 6:00 p.m. Well, there we go. 6:38 p.m. We get this confirmed photo, or I shouldn't say a confirmed photo, an alleged photo of Tyler Robinson buying food at Dairy Queen off campus on the other side of town. And that's where we can assume, I mean, campus is supposed to be on lockdown. Is this supposed to be a manhunt? That's where we can assume these text messages or at this.
My bad, y'all.
Around this time where Tyler Robinson is signifying that he's close to the scene of the crime. That's where we should be able to find more footage of his vehicle. Maybe you are a shop along this way near that Dairy Queen, and you should check your footage to see if around this time, 6:38 or else, that you saw a Dodge Challenger go by. Source tells me that they saw him dropping, near this Dairy Queen, that there's a cemetery, and he was dropping clothes into that cemetery. Now, we have not gotten anything from the feds about where the clothing was dropped off, where he changed, nothing. My question then is, what is going on?
Man, the algorithm must know I really want to play that game. Double tap the screens, get the lights up.
My suspicion, I maintain, is that there are multiple people that are involved. And after receiving this, that suspicion is growing. Okay? Like I said, unless that man is a cold-blooded killer, he just seems to be la-di-da, eating some Dairy Queen, and it's not making sense. Now, there is something that another local told me that the locals are discussing that they believe actually took place, and it rings a lot truer to me, a lot truer than anything that I've heard thus far from the feds. I'm going to tell you that in a moment, but first, I decided to sort of hyper-focus on the doorbell cam footage, right? Because that mysteriously made its way to TMZ. the morning after Charlie's assassination. Can we actually, what time did that footage make its way? Just so I can take a look. I'm going to go on to day 2 here. When did TMZ release the footage? Well, I don't know exactly the exact day they released the footage. I think it was, their footage said that at 8:07 a.m. TMZ is the first on September 10th that tells us that there is doorbell cam footage, but I actually want to see when TMZ released it. So can you just put a note for me, Skylar, that I want to look up when TMZ announced it? I feel like it was in the morning. Okay. And so I started asking myself, like, where did that footage come from? Right? We should look into that. Let me just say this right away. As a rule, when a tragedy happens, I don't love the people who have the instinct to immediately speak to the press after a tragedy. What I mean to say is that imagine you're on campus somewhere, a shooting happens, students are screaming, they're running, somebody is dead. I feel that a normal one in their immediate vicinity, make sure they are okay, obviously, and then to call and alert everyone who would be concerned that you're okay, right? Maybe your mom's texting you, like you're going to get on the phone first with like your mom and dad. You're not going to get on the phone with TMZ. You're not going to you're going to speak to the press first. I don't think so. So it's a good question when you sense that something is wrong, as I very much sense right now with the Charlie Kirk assassination, to go back and reflect on who opened up to the press with information. Look, if you've been a long-time listener of the show,
let me listen. We're gonna take a break off with Candace 1 second. I want to let y'all see the footage of this kid, body cam footage, right? Now this is not right now. I'm gonna show some body cam footage that Candace Owens got of the actual when the shit happened, the shooting. But this is back in the days. This is like not back in the days. This was a couple of years ago, 2022. Look how regular this kid seems.
Driver, you the driver? Yeah. Can you tell me just really quick what happened?
I was coming this way and he was passing through and he pulled out.
By regular, I mean normal.
From here.
Tap screen, let's get the lights up. 939 people in the building. What city y'all in?
No, from there. I think.
Do you remember which lane you were in?
I was in one of those 2 lanes going this way. I think in the right. Yeah, in the rightmost lane coming this way.
Okay.
And he would have been there going left. And as I was coming through, he turned in and I T-boned into the side.
Okay. Do you remember looking at the light?
Yeah, it just turned yellow as I was getting into the intersection.
Gotcha. Okay, are either one of you injured in any way, shape, or form? No, nothing hurts? Okay, do you have your registration or proof of insurance on your vehicle?
Same address. So he's the passenger.
Okay.
His insurance, mom's on the way. He doesn't have a copy right now, right?
Okay. That'll work out. I'll just go ahead and.
Do you need to be on speaker?
He's got his brochure pull up on his phone. I just have the picture of it if you want me to text it to you. Yeah, just text it to me. That'll work out. There you go, bud.
Thanks.
All right. And then, did you get a record coming for this?
Yeah, I got one coming for this one.
Okay. He's going to need one too. He's a little leaking. Did you get one for this guy as well?
Yeah.
Let's get the lights up. Double tap the screen, y'all.
Control 313. We're going to need a record for the 6 Juliet Fox as well. Your mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's going to be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha. Okay, what I need you to do is just fill out this witness statement for me. This is just your identifying
I
information.
mean, how do you get this footage? You know what I'm saying? Think about this. How am I able to play? Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up, y'all. How am I able to show y'all this footage right now of this fucking regular seeming dude here? You know what I'm saying? How? Right? How did it become available out of you know what you got to go through to get this type of footage? You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you have to know that he got locked up for something. This is old footage. They don't hold on to body cam footage more than 90 days in most states. You know what I'm saying? Like they keep the transcripts around, like the paperwork that comes with it, that describes the calls and you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, or the body cam footage or whatever it was catching, right? But I mean, it's available under freedom of information. But who the fuck put this out here for me to see it? Double tap the screen, get the likes up. Let's go. If you're on the Trump train, type ones in the chat. Okay? How did we get this footage? And why all of a sudden that this pops out right now? Popped out today.
Okay.
About 2 hours ago.
Did you make any statements to him after the incident happened?
I said, "Are you all right?" And as we pulled up here, I had him check on them.
Okay. All right. Did you make a statement saying that it was your fault?
No.
What's that?
When I got out, I was like worried, so I just went off like, "Yeah, it wasn't your fault. It was our fault. We both messed up."
Shot that dude and killed him in front of all those people, man. Candace Owens is blowing the spot up. She has tips. Let's see what they look like. No freaky. You know what I'm saying? Now, the goal is to just find out the truth, man. We ain't here to judge nothing because we don't know nothing. We just here entertain ourselves. So double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Go to the top right. Hit the 3 dots. Subscribe to the channel. This is what we do here.
On that. Now I want to get to another tip that I received that is pretty interesting because, look, as you guys know, when I began investigating this assassination, at no point...
You know why I love when she speaks? Because she holds so much weight, you know, that the things that she says, she cannot tell you something that is not a fact because they will sue the fuck out of her, okay? I mean, you run in the risk of getting your whole empire taken when you are Candace Owens and you speak in something that's other than the facts.
Did I ever speculate that any other country was involved? I never speculated that Israelis were involved.
And they borderline, I mean, come on. A lot of conservatives are borderline calling her a traitor because she has the ability to think. Now she's working for somebody and she's, you know.
So it was surprising, to say the least, that they're simply pretending that I did, pretending that I blamed Israel, pretending that I said Bibi Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk. It is now, like I said yesterday, it feels like they are trying to get ahead of something, like they know more than we know. I don't know why you would say something or accuse somebody of saying something that they didn't. I do believe that there's very clearly, we all believe there's very clearly a government level conspiracy that is involved. Okay, there's no other way to assess those disastrous text messages. Absolute disaster of a Fed operation with those messages.
What do you mean we so used to hanging out with fake people? What does that mean? Describe that. We'll entertain it.
Messages. Yesterday, I pretty casually mentioned to you guys something, that the doorbell cam footage, which TMZ happened upon somehow.
Words, see, Carol, that's kind of like what it feels like.
Was from a street.
Wanda says she ain't ish, Mac. For real, for real. I'm on a Heine. Couple people is. Truth Lady, my you know what I'm saying, my OG. Salam alaikum, sister. She doesn't like Candace. Let's get the likes up. Come on.
Upon which a ton of employees that work for Caldera Engineering live. We showed you, I think, 1 or 2 of those employees, the husband and wife I had mentioned worked for Caldera Engineering, and it is a country that purports to manufacture valves. And I said this, I said, I know nothing about the valve industry. I
kind of agree. She is kind of awesome. I fuck with her. I wouldn't say she's the greatest. You know what I mean? My mother's the greatest.
All I know is that every time I start investigating a
I fuck with that. I understand.
Government
She's up in the top 10.
Conspiracy, or looking into people that are really shady, like Harley Pasternak. Thus far, 3 people who I've investigated who oddly, either them or their families had backgrounds working in this very niche.
All right, what's the question, Tony? Put it out there.
Valve and piping industry, like manufacturers of valves and pipes. I'm like, is everybody doing that? This is very strange. Well, many of you emailed me something that was quite surprising. Maybe I'm just ignorant, but they let me know that this is a very niche industry. And by niche, I mean that you asserted that it implies maybe.
Well, Samantha says, I don't like her. She ain't fearful. of the elite. I like how she ain't fearful of the elite, right? And CS says she talks exactly like Ben Shapiro. I don't trust her. Okay, two different opinions.
Major government contracts, likely the CIA. Those of you who have
C. Carroll is woke for sure. It's crazy. Salute to C. Carroll, man. Bless the people that's not afraid to type their opinion, even though they know that they're gonna get fucking jumped over here. Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up, people. All right, keep on pressing the screen until you see the thumb pop up, because it's good for the algorithm, and we'll get some more people in here we can troll and tastefully troll. Okay, share the video if you can. All right, and subscribe. Go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. That's where the subscribe button is at.
worked at those industries telling me that there are even certain valves that are exclusively manufactured in Israel, and that they tend to be involved in this. The government and the military tend to be involved in this. And that even, by the way, on Caldera's website, they noted that they have worked in Israel. They have a map that they note every country that they have done engineering projects in. And one of them, or 2 dots, are in Israel. And somebody explained why the government gets involved when it comes to valves and piping. And I'm just going to read you this email because maybe there are people at home who are just as ignorant as I am about government level engineering. Okay. This person wrote, "Hi, Candace. I wanted to share some detailed information regarding valves, piping, and their relevance to critical infrastructure and intelligence communities. Valves as critical infrastructure assets. Modern industrial valves are used in pipelines, water treatment plants, power plants, and chemical facilities, are often automated and networked, forming part of operational technology and SCADA systems. This allows remote monitoring and control of the flow of gas, oil, water, and chemicals. Cybersecurity implications. These valves are part of systems that could be targeted for cyber attacks. Compromised valves can cause pipeline ruptures, water contamination, or industrial accidents. Because of this, intelligence and regulatory agencies, the CISA, NSA, PHMSA, FERC, monitor valve networks and may maintain trusted relationships with manufacturers and engineers to ensure security and resilience. Integration with above ground systems. Modern valve networks can also integrate with cameras, sensors, alarms, and environmental monitoring. This means that an operator could simultaneously monitor flow, view live video, and respond to alarms, which enhances both security and operational oversight. And strategic value for intelligence communities. Knowledge of valve locations, models, and control systems provide insight into critical infrastructure vulnerabilities. Access to or relationships with manufacturers allows agencies to monitor, assess, and secure supply chains. Remote monitoring of valves and integrated systems can support emergency response simulations and national security exercises. And then they provide us with the real-world context by writing, companies like Caldera Engineering in Provo, Utah, manufacture specialized industrial valves and control systems. While no public evidence currently links them to intelligence contracts, their products could theoretically be part of OT systems monitored by government agencies due to the critical nature of the infrastructure that they serve. In short, valves themselves are simple mechanical devices, but when networked and embedded in critical infrastructure, they become strategically important for monitoring security and intelligence purposes." That just sounds right to me. That, I mean, I'm telling you, every story, I'm like, what is this person? It's like their family's in valve. Like, I mean, I don't know anybody whose family did this. I don't know. Again, like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, we don't know, but we know. And that hit. And I feel like there is a bigger piece of this that involves Caldera. And like I said, I perceive a government conspiracy. You'd be a fool not to see a government conspiracy here, especially with the way that I am being attacked for simply trying to investigate this. And the attacks are growing frantic. It's almost as if.
And what happened when Charlie used his voice, man? It's dangerous out here.
They all received an email from somebody who said, "I don't care what you say."
73% of the people said that The View should be canceled next. Wow.
Make it up out of thin air and do not stop attacking Candace Owens. That is the loudest. It's like an alarm went off.
All right, man.
And everyone, people that I thought I was friends.
All right, let's get to this Tucker Carlson thing, because it says right here, Tucker Carlson reveals the truth about what happened to Charlie Kirk. Let's kick this around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You seen when they canceled Tucker Carlson, it was crickets.
Were evolving, but had really evolved. And who knows why he reached the conclusions that did. I think his Christian faith informed them mostly. It was also the experience of talking to young people, and his views were very much like theirs.
1 second, man. StreamYard is trash sometimes. Salute to everybody that's new here, that's subscribed to the channel, that hit the like button, man. Do me the greatest favor. The reason why I'm spamming y'all with this message is because it does that. You know, I'm not really asking you for anything besides what you're supposed to do on YouTube, right? But a lot of people on the live streams don't know how to hit the like button. It's because they made it difficult for us. You have to double tap the screen on a certain part of the screen, and the likes will go up. Or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. All right. All right. Salute. Look at this.
He believed that the war on terror had been a net loss for the United States, and it caused incalculable damage, not just economic and physical damage, but spiritual damage to the United States. It was bad. We got nothing out of it. We were only hurt. And he didn't want to see that again. And he felt very strongly about that. And of course, I agreed. And so before that speech that I gave in July, we had a conversation about this backstage right before I went on. And I was fulminating and getting all red in the face like I often do, to my shame. And I was mad thinking about this and thinking about the effort by the neocons in the United States to draw us in to another forever war. With Iran. Not a defense of Iran, of course. It's merely an acknowledgement that we've done this before. This happened in Iraq, which we entered into at the behest of those same foreign policy strategists, and it didn't work. And so I was going on at some length backstage with Charlie, and I said, probably not going to talk about that. I'm not going to torture you. I know your donors hate this when I say that. And also Epstein was in the news, and it was clear to me that, Epstein's probably not like a...
Man, let's get back to Ted Cruz. Hey, Tucker Carlson, you boring the fuck out of me. Ever since they fired you, man, you lost your fire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, serious, man. Let's get back to what the committee is saying about this whole situation with Charlie Kirk, man.
And so I would ask, would it aid your ability to prosecute these matters if Congress passed into law the Stop Funders Act and if rioting was added to the list of predicate offenses for RICO?
Yes.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
My bad, y'all. Let's go.
Talk to me about the efforts of the FBI to go after the funders of the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses, the pro-open border protests in cities, and potential LGBT violence. Talk to me about the efforts to go after the money of those who are funding and promoting violence.
As I've always said, Senator, money doesn't lie, and we've been following the money. And so that's what we're doing, issuing lawful process to organizations involved with criminal activity, because the money's got to come from somewhere and it has to be funded somehow. So we have extensive investigations ongoing into numerous organizations that are related to violent criminal activity.
Cutting off the money will make America much safer, and that is the core job of the FBI. And I thank you for doing your job.
Senator Padilla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, glad to be on this committee and take our responsibility seriously to conduct oversight of the FBI, obviously one of the most critical law enforcement agencies in the country. As Senator Klobuchar and others on this committee have reminded us, the last several months have provided far too many reminders of the political violence crisis in America today, and the gun violence crisis in America today, including the tragic killing just last week. Director Patel, this committee takes seriously its not just oversight role, but recognizing the FBI's important role in protecting the public from gun violence while respecting constitutional rights. If you recall, this was a significant subject area of my questioning during your confirmation hearing. The Bureau plays a central role in enforcing federal firearm laws, ensuring the accuracy of background checks, and monitoring trends like machine gun conversion devices and lost or stolen firearms. Now, during your confirmation hearing, you pledged that the FBI would enforce firearm laws fully and fairly, consistent with the Second Amendment. Yet we continue to see a sharp rise in lost and stolen firearms reported by federal licensees. Can you point to any measurable enforcement results like arrests, not just arrests, but also prosecutions or task force expansions since you became director?
I'll get those to you, Senator.
Nothing you can share here today?
No, I'll get the full list to you.
You came unprepared today to respond to questions which you knew were important going back to your confirmation hearing. Now, the Bureau has warned about the public safety threat posed by machine gun conversion devices, which convert semi-automatic weapons to automatic ones. Can you at least reference what resources you're dedicating to this threat?
Absolutely, Senator. Part of tracking ghost guns, as you alluded to, is having a sustainable database, which is hubbed out of our CJIS division in West Virginia. And we've allocated more resources so that FFLs can track and trace firearms that are stolen and make sure they don't get into the population. That's one of my primary concerns, that we don't want stolen weapons anywhere near anything.
But the numbers continue to go up as reported by federal licensees. Let me get to my next question on this topic. You previously stated that you hadn't reviewed Fix NICS, a federal law that improves reporting to the National Criminal Background Check System. 8 months into your job, what concrete steps have you taken to ensure that NICS records are complete, accurate, and timely?
That's actually a great question that we have dedicated a lot of resources to, again, at CJIS. The NICS system has been trying to get to 100% within 15 minutes. We are currently at 93%, with 87% of those being responsive in less than 60 seconds. So we got more work.
Do you think additional resources would be helpful in getting to 100%, or do you still argue that less resources are necessary to get from 93 to 100?
No, I just think we have to work on how fast our actual infrastructure processes these things.
On to a question about resources. The FBI's core mission is to counter terrorism, espionage, and major criminal threats. Now, recent large-scale reassignments to immigration enforcement or politically motivated investigations cause me concerns that other critical missions are being neglected. One example, in March of this year, you created a Tesla-related task force and diverted personnel from the domestic terrorism operations section to work on that task force. What risk analysis justified that decision, and do you still consider domestic violent terrorism to be a lower priority?
Any form of terrorism, domestic or national, is the highest priority at the FBI. And
But
when
why
you say
divert resources away from those missions?
I don't believe that's accurate. We did not divert resources away. When cars were exploding and people were being set on fire, I directed resources to address it.
And I'll suggest in your follow-up, and we can make this more explicit in our questions for the record, that you provide the accurate information about the diversion of resources. Because, again, when I understand that you authorize large-scale agent reassignments from counterintelligence and cybercrime to not just immigration cases, but others, it has an impact on the other priorities like nation-state threats and ransomware investigations. Moving on to a different subject area. Safeguarding our elections is a core FBI responsibility. The public needs confidence that election security work is driven by facts and free from political influence. Mr. Director, do you agree with Attorney General Bondi's decision to disband the FBI Foreign Influence Task Force?
The disbanding of that task force did not in any way reallocate or take away resources from that critical mission set.
So then how are you mitigating the risk of foreign actors interfering in U.S. elections heading in?
As I've highlighted through our cyber programs, which have seen a 40, 50, 60% increase in arrests for cyber threat actors looking to not just harm our critical infrastructure systems, but also interfere in our elections. We've had multiple arrests this year of individuals who are interfering in that process.
Did the Department of Justice's Election Integrity Task Force seek statewide voter lists?
It just sounds like he just blurts out a bunch of fucking data
and driver's license data?
I can't speak for the Department of Justice.
You're a member of the Department of Justice.
I can
Did
speak
the
for the
FBI play a role in those requests?
Whatever requests that we had pursuant to the department's direction were provided.
So then you can speak
for the
to
FBI.
Those actions.
For the FBI.
So you can speak to those actions.
For the FBI.
So what role did you play in those requests?
Whatever requests we get from the department, I don't have those details in front of me. We provide whatever requests they have.
I have not many details in front of you on a lot of the questions coming from this side of the aisle. So I do hope that there are substantive and accurate responses to our questions in writing. In my time left, Mr. Chairman, I just want to call out a couple of observations. The director before us has tried to explain, I won't say explain, tried to explain how he doesn't need another $500 million to do the job. And specifically that even if the FBI had an additional $500 million, it would take years. I think he referenced 14 years to fill the vacancies. But in the meantime, relying on partnership with local law enforcement to fulfill the mission of the Bureau. As we've discussed in other hearings and in other committees, by the way, given this immigration mass deportation agenda of the administration, the FBI is not the only one leaning on local law enforcement to do the job. ICE has made it clear that they're doing the same. Other law enforcement agencies within DHS is doing the same. So much so that ICE's recruitment, because they're not only not advocating for cuts, they're actually requesting additional dollars and have issues about policy with them. But if ICE's plan to do the job is not just hiring up significantly, they don't seem to have that as a concern, but the FBI does. Both ICE and the FBI are citing partnerships with local law enforcement, which, look, partnership and engagement is great. But having come from local law enforcement at the outset of my public service career, I also know that capacity and resources at the local level are strained, particularly in times like this. And when ICE is going on a hiring spree, and you have local law enforcement agencies worried about their ability to recruit and retain local law enforcement officers and not losing them to the federal government, then our reliance on those local law enforcement agencies is a perilous strategy to take and could undermine local law enforcement's ability to address crime at the local level, whether it's white-collar crime, organized retail theft, violent crime, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And in my final minute, I will also suggest this. Director Patel has referenced earlier in the hearing that one of the most significant value addeds of partnering with local law enforcement is that they have the best intelligent, they are the best intelligent source. Is that correct?
For on the ground.
Yet, when local law enforcement is put in a perilous position of being...
He sounds too scripted for me, man. Let's get back to the Charlie Kirk shit, man, because this he sounds way too scripted, and they went totally left.
Information is, yes, you've taken suggestions and direction from the White House in firing qualified agents.
Any termination at the FBI was a decision that I made based on the evidence that I have as a director of the FBI, and it's my job, and I'm not going to shy away from it.
It's almost like everything that is bad with the Republican Party is on Kash Patel's fucking show. It's like nobody else is being held accountable except for this clown right here.
And as you stated, those are allegations, and that is an ongoing litigation. So they'll have their day in court, so will we.
The allegations are not,
low key. He's a black eye to the Republican Party.
not just in that
Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree? And yeah, I mean, come on, man. Don't be scared to exercise your fucking rights to have an opinion.
lawsuit, Director Patel. And I think your testimony confirms that, in fact, you've taken direction from the White House.
I don't.
In those
does not.
retaliatory firings.
It literally does
Because you've
not.
acknowledged that in fact, they have been in contact with you about personnel decisions.
The
Let me
White
move
House has
on.
been, do not put words in my mouth. We're on the record. The White House, like any administration, contacts its agencies on the budgeting process and where it needs personnel and where the mission priorities are. That always happens. If they didn't do that, they would be abdicating the responsibility to law enforcement. I will always work with my partners in the chain of command at the Department of Justice and the White House to ensure that this FBI is delivering the results we are delivering, to include the lowest murder rate in modern U.S. history, to include the most fentanyl seizures in modern U.S. history, to include the most lives saved and the most children found in modern U.S. history. That is a working FBI. That is not a failing FBI.
Let's move on to a related area. In White House discussions, have you been asked or directed by...
Facts, taxpayer. That's my sentiments exactly. You know what I'm saying? My cat wants to say hi. Say hi, baby cat. You know what I'm saying?
The White House or others to engage in a crackdown on political groups or organizations, nonprofits, after the murder of Charlie Kirk?
To direct at political organizations? No. I've been asked by my chain of command to properly root out criminal activity wherever it is.
They do call me Don Meow. You know what I'm saying? Cats are the vibe police, man. You know what I'm saying? At least cats don't show the police where the drugs is at.
In whatever
Y'all know my slogan.
Investigation we are conducting, and that's what we're doing.
Have those distinctions about whom you're going to target been based on direction from the White House?
Nobody gives me a list on who to target. My targeting list is from the men and women at the FBI.
Have you talked about investigating certain groups, nonprofits, or foundations or institutions?
Whatever those investigations are, they're ongoing. And
I'm from New York. I'm in Cincinnati, though.
Not going to get into those.
Have you used polygraphs to determine loyalty of agents?
No.
I love Cash too, man, but I think that they just using him to take all the pressure because they know that he knows how to dodge this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I also think that he's overworked because now he's starting to sound like a robot a little bit. And now this is a supporter. Okay, we got to all tighten up.
Have you committed
prison wallet? That is
that you will respect the First Amendment rights of agents.
I have wildly committed to respecting the First Amendment rights of agents, but at the FBI, you have to balance your First Amendment rights with your mission.
Have you imposed any sort of loyalty test in the course of using polygraphs?
Attention, growth hackers and hustlers.
Wow. They did this. Oh man, I never knew that they, like, recently, until I started watching these, I never knew they could dig so far into your personal life. And let's not make no mistake about it. He's pushing a lot of stuff off to the FBI because later on he doesn't want to be sued. He's built for this. He went to school to learn how to dodge this type of shit.
Or in any of the other...
But it does sound a little scripted in my opinion.
Personnel decisions.
Polygraphs have been utilized at the FBI for decades. They will continue to be utilized in the fashion by the professionals that administer them.
Have you asked under the polygraph test about individuals' loyalty or about their voting records or any kind of past statement?
Just to make it abundantly clear, I don't tell the professionals how to conduct polygraphs or what questions to ask. They make those decisions. And I, as the director of the FBI, never ask anyone who they voted for.
Have you investigated donors to a political party simply because they are donors?
Simply based on that fact alone? No.
Have you investigated donors for another reason?
Many donors may be involved in criminal enterprises and criminal activities, and those individuals will be investigated.
Can you commit to make...
They play hardball on this shit.
...public the Epstein files that so far have not been released, if this committee is able to review them on a classified basis?
I think this is an important distinction. The Epstein case file is not classified to my understanding. So we are providing what we legally can, and we are going to give Congress what we are legally permitted to do so to the maximum extent of the law.
Will you
Period.
enable the chairman
I mean, honestly, it's never going to go further than that.
and the ranking member to review them on a classified basis?
That doesn't make any sense. If the material in the Epstein file is not classified, there is no basis for a classified.
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, man. We got 729 people in the building. 284 likes. That's sad. Double tap the screen or go to the top right and hit the three dots.
Check the confidentiality of them if they were able to review them on a classified basis.
If anyone in this room can get the multiple district court judges to lift their court protective orders in the ceilings, we will happily provide you with more information.
Are you in favor of merging the
Ding, 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 ding.
DEA and
wasting taxpayers' money with this bullshit?
The ATF?
That's not something for me to comment on.
Well,
they drill this man for 5 hours about this bullshit.
Those agencies work with you, don't they?
With
about another man. That's like, imagine somebody drilling you down and questioning you about your homie.
Not for me.
Are you in favor of orienting the FBI toward a national
Got me shaking like Vegas crap dice, and I didn't do nothing.
police function as opposed to the enforcement of federal law?
The FBI does enforce federal law across the country. That's what we do.
But
salute to you, Shannon.
Isn't it a fact that you have told the leadership of the
They don't only say bullshit, they call people assholes, they say fuck, or they use all of that.
FBI that
But then they censor our videos. Yo, hit the super chat, super stickers, that all that stuff works. Show your appreciation for the show. My Cash App is Mac Mean. I'm gonna put it up right now.
you view it as moving toward a local and state police function?
Oops. Did I pooty?
No, we are prioritizing working with our local and state partners, and they will tell you that that has never happened with this much engagement in the history that they have been serving as local law enforcement officers. I believe local cops are the best intelligence source and the best understanding of their communities, and I folded in my FBI agents under that direction to work with them to get the job done.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
For the fourth time today, I want to remind people.
Oh my God, every time I hear his voice, I just think, oh, my eyes start glazing over and shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Where am I? I'm in the twilight zone. But fortunately for me, I keep God in my life. All right, let's take a commercial break.
Breaking news this morning, NYC residents stay safe. Dick riding is at an all-time high. Broke boys are on the rise. Pieces are not hitting, and the plugs have the same work.
I was trying to find some blow. Where's the fucking blow? Here's the fucking blow, baby. Here's the fucking blow at, dude. Get high, baby.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
They killed that man because they didn't like the way another nigga talk. Another nigga talk. Why can't niggas talk, bro?
Nigga chicken, nigga. Nigga means love. I love everyone. Gang, gang, fuck, bitch, get money. Who are these niggas? Who are these niggas?
I need to know. Double tap the screen. Get the likes up if you like the show. All right? Or else your mother's an A2 niggas. All right, just one more.
Niggas, right? Watch what you.
Enough of that.
My oversight has made clear that Director Wray's FBI was politicized. I've released a trove of records to prove it, not only today, but in past days. I've also said some FBI personnel who have
I've also said the pirate. I'm just a pirate. I'm just a pirate. Pirate. I'm just a pirate. I never know what's gonna come out of my mouth, bro. I'm gonna keep it real, man. I do enjoy your company and shit, but I don't give a fuck about your company. I just like to be myself. And he sounds like, who are they?
Been fired, retaliated.
Been fired and retaliated. Hold on, let me channel him for real. Let me get this. The woman that's behind him is laughing at me right now. You know what I'm talking about?
Only today, but in past days, I've also said some FBI personnel who have been fired, retaliated.
All you woke maniacs out there, would you like Mr. Grassley to rip his shirt open? To all you Hulkamaniacs. Matey Ben, salute. Thank you for the super chizat. Come on, man. You got love for Mac Mean. Hello. Ah, that's so nice, man. $2. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go buy some crack. All right? Yeah, man. I know the dude that got the $2 crack and the kids.
I was trying to find some blow. Where's the fucking blow? Where's the fucking blow?
Entertainment channel, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to remind you. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Against my whistleblowers. And
whoa. You know I can't let that go past. My whistleblowers. That shit sound freaky as fuck.
I don't
Who are my
retaliated against my whistleblowers.
I need that sound bite right there. My whistleblowers.
Been fired, retaliated against my whistleblowers.
See, it sounds like he's trying to say multiple penises. For real, it didn't sound like you're talking about people, right?
And I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm 6 minutes past my bedtime.
Democratic colleagues defending my whistleblowers when their careers.
A lot of dudes in my city, they ain't saying nothing. A lot of records from here, they get no play.
Playing that stuff back there, bro. I hate when they start doing that to my show, man. Yeah, man, I ain't pay my cable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I get into the thrust of my comments and questions, Director, I want to thank you in our meeting.
Who are these whistleblowers?
Prior to your confirmation, during your confirmation, we talked about your desire to.
Taxpayers on fire tonight. Taxpayer said he was definitely. Y'all read it. I like Taxpayer. I don't know who the fuck you is, but come back to this channel, man. I like that energy. And for you other, you know what? For you other hardy R's, right? Let me just tell y'all something, man. I love y'all.
Get more agents out into the field, out of Washington, and take on violent crime. And you fulfilled that. St. Louis received the largest permanent per capita.
Almighty Ben, salute, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. You know what I'm saying? Always a pleasure to have good company.
Fusion of FBI agents anywhere in the country. And I know it's not
nine devils in one room. Just they know each other's secrets. They like watching that old cartoon. Remember when one dude turns into a hot dog, they stuck on the island, and the other dude turns into a fucking hot dog? The skinny dude is looking at the fat dude like he's a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? They all scheming on each other and trying to sell this bullshit to us.
An isolated event, but we certainly appreciate your.
And so is you, C. Carroll. You're all right, big dog.
Honoring your commitment to do that, and I know there's a lot of great opportunities ahead to take on violent crime, which you've highlighted many of the successes in your introductory comments.
Let y'all know too, man. My name Mac Mean, true story, right? I'm a master troll. If you want to fuck around and you want to get everything off, subscribe to my other channel right now. Can the moderators put the other channel in here? It's called Mac Mean TSTV. That's where we really cut up and show our ass. You know what I mean? And I moderate everybody over there. Everybody gets a wrench over there. So if you really fuck with the show and I recognize you, you know what I'm saying? And you're African. Then you can get down with us. You know what I'm saying? Just type, go to your browser and type 1-800-PRISON wallet.
It's obviously no secret that this hearing takes place in the wake of a horrific.
No joke, man. Subscribe to the other channel. Can y'all put it in the chat?
American tragedy.
Now, C. Cal says, you know, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Biden, and Trump are all in the exact same age. They all the same age. I thought they was all, you know what I'm saying, in one room doing the unspeakable at the
assassination of Charlie Kirk. For those of us,
salute to Bill Clinton. He wasn't Bill Clinton the one that was getting head up under the table from Monica Lewinsky. And what was the other chick name? In the chat.
Who knew him? I know you did too. It's still sort of difficult to.
Oh, they can't hit that link in there. So look, let me just let y'all know. Mac Mean True Story. Mac Mean TSTV. I'll put it on the community wall right now. So y'all go to community wall on this channel in about a minute, and I'll have it posted up there.
To put into words what a tragic loss that is, not just for his family, but for our country, for free speech, for a belief that we can have a free exchange of ideas. And he was quite literally shot in the throat in an attempt to silence him and take his life. And so you have this.
Stop by my channel, bro. Get me back in that vertical live stream. I mean, you know what I mean? Stop by my channel, please, bro. Just call me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be your friend again.
This task now of
that ass, man. We got work to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have nothing wrong with you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You're just fucking annoying, wasting your talent doing shit like this.
This investigation, there's been an arrest.
Stop being a professional fuck nigga, a comfortably goofy individual, please. Double tap screen. Let's get the lights up, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that we face an even larger crisis that law enforcement alone can't tackle alone. It's a crisis that has culminated in the assassination of Charlie.
All right, we going into overtime, so let me show y'all some love, right? In the chat, which color, the majority I see that y'all put is what color would y'all like to see the chat? Blue, red, you know what I'm saying? Pink for you fruity ass Democrats, green, yellow, orange. What color would you like in the chat? Right now, we're going for black. Whatever I see the most, that's what I'm going to change the color to. All right. Not that it matters, but Black lives do.
But it doesn't end there. It's I think every bit present right now. And the challenge is greater than quite frankly, I would have imagined. Seeing some of the comments that have.
Somebody asked me earlier, what's the name of my record label? It's called Hard ER Records.
Taken place after the assassination, and something that I think as a country.
Freedom of speech, baby.
We have to reckon with. And it's something deeper, much deeper than a rejection of law and order.
Privilege. Woo, baby.
Or the norms of civil society. We've entered a very dangerous time, I think, in our country.
Okay, let me look at the chat real quick, right? You know, okay. R. Henny's in the building. Miss Benzo's in the building. That's my friendzo in the building. You know what I'm saying? Wake up and stop the hate. Okay. All right. So we have blue. We have black. Another black. We have blue. Black privilege. All lives do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black going on. All right, let's keep there.
And that should be clear to everyone. Political violence is a sign of a deep.
And that's a fact. All lives matter.
And corrosive sickness in any society. But in America,
she looks high as a kite in the red.
America today, the problem is just not
political
violence in the abstract.
Yo, do we like taxpayer, y'all? In the chat, moderators, by a show of hands, and I mean by the number ones, let me know, should we wrench up taxpayer? I'm just having a good instinct about taxpayer. Taxpayer is not necessarily with us, might be against us, but I like the fact that they added something good to the chat. What do y'all think?
It is the specific kind of political violence which is overwhelmingly driven by a specific set of actors and groups. None of this emerged out of thin air. Over the past week, leaders from across the political
and thank you for sharing some of y'all Friday with me. You know what I'm saying? For the new subscribers, salute to y'all. Hit the super chat. You know what I mean? Hit that cash app, man. Put it in my pocket. PIMP.
Spectrum have come out.
I want to say I'm really curious how this started.
And they don't want to take it. They were told by a pastor.
All right.
In Memphis, Tennessee, to help let them know the people
want you there in their city? Well, I'm not sure they found that person, because I saw them doing some interviews and it looked like they were looking, but they were in fact, that producer, that person, I think they lost their jobs because everybody was saying, we want Trump to be there. They want the people right here to be there. Look, it's very simple. In Chicago, they're getting beat to hell. They're being shot. If you lose 6 or 7 people die over a weekend, they consider that a successful weekend. And when you consider that a successful weekend, that's pretty bad. I had the president of Poland here a few days ago, and we had a news conference. Many of you were here.
My moderators went crickets. That's just how they feel. We run a tight ship around here, family, and they don't like weirdos. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you're a weirdo, but I'm just saying that, if you come around a little while, they'll lighten up, man. They'll soften up. But trust me, they're not in a rush to fuck with none of y'all. All of y'all weird.
Here, and
I'm just fucking with you. We'll see.
I made the statement. I said, we're very happy.
He said, Carol said, Predator Trump. Ooh, child.
To announce that it's been over 2 weeks since.
Man, it's called white chocolate, bro. They ain't none of predator. They ain't what? How he's a predator. Until he gets convicted, I'm going to say the same thing. Just like if they came over here and talked down on you, C. Carol, I'm like, fuck out of here. C. Carol is a big ass troll, but nah, you ain't gonna throw down C. Carol. Not without no evidence. You got to convict my boy. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's the American way. You can't just say that the greatest rapper in the. Okay, let's argue. You want beef? Check this out. I'm going to drop the link and I'm going to let everybody pull up. If you want to pull up and you want to speak to me, let's go, right? But you can't tell me the greatest rapper known to mankind, in my opinion, which is Tupac, you know what I'm saying, wasn't no gangster, man. Come on, man. Tupac was the only one that was really living that thug life, y'all. If y'all agree that Tupac was the greatest rapper alive, you know what I'm saying? He was the only one on that thug life. Put ones in the chat. Y'all like Tupac? He was thug life, right? Tupac, the shiz. Name your favorite Tupac song, y'all. Come on, y'all. Name your favorite Tupac song. Let's get to it. Keep going. Double tap screen. Let's get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up, taxpayers. Dear Mama. Go ahead, keep on. What was your favorite Tupac song? Come on. Keep telling me, y'all. Go ahead. What was your... All eyes on me. Heard you. No more pain in the butt. You know, when they say you're a pain in the ass, like you're a problem, come on, man. No more pain in the butt. Play your cards right. Brenda, picture me rolling this treachery right now. Come on, bro. Ambition of a rider. I like some changes. Keep your head up. I love Tupac. I just felt like trolling for a second. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Salute to Lil Uzi Vert and Mos Def too. You know what I'm saying? Who's now called Moist Def. Let's go down the rabbit hole, y'all.
Anybody's been killed in D.C. And he looked at me like, is that supposed to be good? You know, he's looking like, what kind of a place is this? And now it's been a long time. But and as I was saying it, I said, you know, I'm not sure if that sounds.
He said his favorite Tupac song is You Can't See Me. You can't see me. Yes, I could. You can't see me. Yes, I could. Shit.
Good to somebody. It sounded great to you, but it doesn't sound good to somebody from a country where they don't have violent crime like we have. But now it's a long time since that's
the super chat. Let's get to a new goal.
Happened. We went for years where at least one person was killed. Now you're not seeing it all. It's like the border. Millions of people a year ago, millions of people poured in.
Little man, stop biting me, please.
To our country. In the last 3 months, there have been zero, as reported by
I tell you what, I'll share everything that I don't make with you.
Largely Democrats, actually. The border is secure. The country is secure. We've got the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I'll tell you, a year ago, we were a country in tremendous trouble, probably a dead country if it continued.
That's messed up that I would ask that question to y'all would. Somebody, I've never seen nobody remember that song when I flash this picture. You can't see me. Of course I could, Tupac. Of course I could. Hey, by a show of put some eye emojis in the chat right now if we can see Tupac. Because they said that their favorite song of Tupac is You Can't See Me. And I'm saying we can see you. We see you as clear as we see Meek Mill. Everybody's shirt is off. Come on, what we doing, bro? You can't see me. Can you see him? Eyeball emojis. Oh, God bless the dead, man. He was great.
So we're very happy about
What? Could we see him?
it. And so just, in terms of your question, people have never seen anything like what we're doing. And I think they're very happy and they want us to be there. They don't want to be mugged. Who would say, gee, I don't want the National Guard? And you need that in terms of.
Thank you. What type of mental illness is that when your neighborhood is getting obliterated? Y'all call it Chirac. The only thing we know Iraq for is war. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. They name is synonymous with a war-torn spot, and you want the army to be up in it? You're threatening the army, and what you gonna do?
Numbers. And also, you look at those guys, I look at them, they're rough guys.
You know one thing that scares me about talking shit about the army? They drone technology is sickening, and it's accurate.
They're, the Supreme Court voted recently on merit. We're a merit-based country again. I said they had tremendous courage to do that. We're a merit-based country again. When I looked at the people that were patrolling the streets for the National Guard and for others, I could see we're merit-based. They were rough-looking, they were tough-looking, and they love our country. So that's where we are, Brian. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, please.
Yes. Given all the what's going on, Charlie Kirk's assassination and the left wing,
Now going straight to the assassination.
Violence going on. Do you have plans? And actually, this is a great opportunity with all these. Do you plan on designating Antifa finally a domestic terror organization?
Well, it's something I would do, yeah. If I have support from the people back here, I think we'd start.
I absolutely believe him. This motherfucker's not playing. Should The View be canceled? Next, 72% of the people says yes, which is damn near, I don't know how many votes that is. I don't know how many people voted on that. 811 votes.
With Pam, I think, but I would, if you give me, I would do that 100.
Let's get the votes to 1,000. Should The View be next? Should they cancel people like D.L. Hewley? You know what I mean? Should they get up out of here because they've been using their voice and weaponizing their platforms, not putting anybody on, no new talent? We just listening to these people for 30 years, like Charlemagne the God. I love that Dame Dash interview. That was good work.
100%, and others also, by the way. But Antifa is terrible.
Are there other groups that you can think of?
There are other groups, yeah, there are other groups. We have some pretty radical groups, and they got away with murder. And also, I've been speaking to the Attorney General about bringing RICO against some of the people that you've been reading about that have been putting up millions and millions of dollars for agitation. These aren't protests. These are crimes, what they're doing, where they're throwing bricks at cars of ICE and Border Patrol. They come in with a beautiful new car. They're so proud. It's Border Patrol, ICE.
Put number ones in the chat if y'all want me to show the video of Trump letting the fucking they shot a boat out of the water, narco terrorist that was trying to come into America, killed all three of them. Do y'all want to see that? Let me know.
It's got whatever it is, and they're throwing rocks at it. And after 50 yards, it looks like an old beat-up vehicle. It was just brand new. It was just bought for the purposes, and they don't have to.
Warlord want to see that video. You know what I'm saying? He quickly answered what a tragedy and then began to talk about the construction in the White House. Like, are you kidding me? We understand that, right? Brandon says, let's see that boat get blown out the water. That Trump is a bad motherfucker, right? Tara says, let's see it. Death Queef said, let's see that shit. Carol, yo, you can't cancel anyone because it sets a precedent down the line where they can cancel anyone. I think everybody wants to see that. Verbinia, you know what I mean? Let's get to that video. Let me pull it up while I'll let y'all listen to a little bit more of this.
Take that anymore. I let it be known. We'll take responsibility. They don't have to take it anymore. And they don't want to take it. They were told by a past administration, it became almost a culture. If somebody throws a rock at you, do nothing. If somebody spits in your face, do nothing.
I'm gonna warn you, it's kind of graphic. You know what I'm saying? It's not like up close graphic, but just the imagery of it, of what happened. Oh, it's going to send, and they got it on the news for a reason. They want to warn motherfuckers, if you're trying to come into America, this is what's going to happen to you next.
And I say, when they spit, you hit. You do whatever you want. You do whatever the hell you want. I watched it so sick it made me. For 4 years, I had to sit home and watch people screaming at policemen and spitting in their face, and they weren't able to do anything. They just had to grin and bear it. They're standing up like a piece of steel. And a woman, in many cases, women, you can see they're professional agitators. I had one the other night. I had 4.
Hold up. We're going to get right back to this. We're going to get right back to it. Let's see that drone strike on this. Oh, man. And they said another one. I didn't see the first one they shot down. I seen this shit. I said, they showing this on TV? It got to be for a reason. Why would they show this shit? This shit. Oh, I get it. They trying to send the opposite message.
Turn our attention.
The cartels, when they cut a head off and you know, drag it through the streets, they sending a message.
Right now to more top headlines here on Live Now from Fox as we continue to detail the latest on another kinetic strike of a potential suspected narco terrorist there in the Caribbean. I do want to put up just this video, or this post on social media, I should say, from the President of the United States talking about this, saying this morning, on my orders, the U.S. military forces conducted a second kinetic strike against positively identified, extraordinarily violent drug.
Hey, Trump, can we knock a few boats out that's acting crazy? Say less. Yes. Double tap the screen and get the likes up. Ladies and gentlemen, answer the question. Should The View be canceled next?
Drug trafficking cartels and narco terrorists in the Southcom area of responsibility. I want to play some of this video out as I read the remainder of the statement here on Live Now from
I heard you, see Carol. Salute.
Fox, as he says the strike occurred while these confirmed narco terrorists from Venezuela were in international waters transporting illegal narcotics headed to the U.S. These extremely violent drug trafficking cartels pose a threat to U.S. national security, foreign policy, and the vital U.S. interests. The strike resulted in 3 male terrorists killed in action. No U.S. forces were harmed in the strike. Be warned, you are transporting drugs that can kill Americans. We are hunting you. The illicit activities by these cartels have wrought devastating consequences on American communities for decades, killing millions of Americans.
Yeah, they like fuck them handcuffs.
American citizens no longer. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So, of course, these are some.
No autopsy, funeral, none of that shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? You get hit like that with one of them drones, say goodnight, Irene.
Images coming in from Rapid Response 47 talking about their 3 male terrorists killed in action. So that the most recent update from the president on social media.
3 broke essays, fucked over. You know what I'm saying? Being used. And let's not get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. This is about money. This is about not paying your taxes. This is about not paying them fucking, you know, the whole border situation was about them just coming up in this country and flooding the country with dope. Let's not get it twisted. Flooding the country. When have you ever seen the government go after the, you know what I'm saying, like the immigrants, the people that's really doing their thing in this country? I mean, come on, let's keep it real. America is the country to sneak in and to begin an opportunity for your life. You can't be mad at somebody that try to sneak into, you know, if your country is a war-torn country, you can't feed your kids. It's terrible over there. You would take a chance with your life to get in America. But the thing is that when you get here, the ones that do their thing and level up, I'm all for those people, man. I'm just not for the ones that come here specifically to tear this country up and say fuck the government. Because in another country, guess what? It's good night, Irene. You don't got a voice. You can't go to China and see what's going on in America on YouTube, bruh. You can't go to China or one of them other. You can't go to North Korea and talk about I have an opinion. Your opinion does not matter. And if you speak against the government any kind of way, guess what? Not only do they target you, let me tell you how deep it goes, right? They target your school teachers, your family. Yo, bro, they execute lineages, okay? Lines of family. You listen, anybody that knew you is up out of here, all right? So I'm all for the ones that trying to look for opportunity to take care of their kids. Even, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Do your thing. I'm not that heartless to be like, no, fuck it, they can't get in the country. Like in Poland. In Poland, it's legal to chop down the migrant. Go look it up. Go look it up. Easy. Boom. Easy work. You're a citizen. Look at that guy. Boom. Migrant. Knock him down. All right? In this country, it's known that it was just too liberal, bro. We had to tighten it up. Y'all fearmongered. Project 2025, black people, watch it. Those crackers are gonna get y'all. Allegedly. Entertainment, y'all. Fair use. Whatever. Come on, man. Salute, Brandon. You know what I mean? Thank you for pulling up. I just seen that. All right? Come on, man. You can't be mad at those ones, but you got to be mad at the ones that's trafficking women and all that nasty work that we don't like in the hood or in corporate. Civilians and criminals don't like that, man. Hands off the women and the kids. Do y'all agree? One's in the chat.
And plenty has been made as this is not the first strike that we have seen, not the first that we've seen on video. And immediately in the aftermath of the first, I remember there were
school like that. Are you old school like that? For real, for real. Hands off the women and kids. It's all, you know what I mean? For real, for real. It's almost like y'all applauding the ones that do the shit that y'all say y'all don't like. The ones that's bucking for the feds now, you know what I mean? Half your homies done been to the feds, man. They've been targeted. Don't act like these Democrats ain't put laws in place that targeted black people. Let's get to it. For y'all to pump that race card at everybody. Come on, man, knock it off. That shit is old. That shit is 2000. Okay? That shit is Obama. And Obama Obama did a number on us, man. Hey, man. Hey, if you ain't learned from that, right? By voting for somebody just because of their skin color, then you part of the problem, in my opinion.
Quite a few questions for White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt about this, the legality of it, how it transpired, how it all went down. So, of course, following the latest on this, as the Venezuelan boat, the U.S. military destroyed the Caribbean, altered the course, appeared to potentially have turned around. So following it very closely here on Live Now from Fox, it says a second kinetic strike against a positively identified drug trafficking cartel. So following closely here on Live Now from Fox, a live look there in Washington, D.C. at the White House and the crackdown on cartels, on different potentially foreign terrorist organizations continues. I'm Andy Mack. We're back after this.
You see that nasty shit they said in the chat? Duck Charlie? Well, tell your mother to spit. How about that? Charlie had to duck, but your mother should have spit. You know what I'm saying? Or swallowed. Check it out, right? Double tap the screen, get the likes up. Let me open up the chat. Let me open up the panel, right? Let me see if this link works. You know, and I'm going to take a couple of guests. If you got something smart to say, even if you got something stupid to say, I'm going to make an example out of you, man. I'm built for this. All right? I will show you some next level trolling shit. You know what I'm saying? So come in peace or leave in pieces.
The other night, all in one group, total phonies. I started to scream when I got into a restaurant, oh, you know, something with Palestine. And I said, well, I'm doing a great job for peace in the Middle East. I should get lots of awards for that, right? With the Abraham.
Get the likes up, please. Go to the top right, hit the 3 dots, share the video, and subscribe.
Awards and everything else. But a woman just stood up and started screaming. And she got booed out of the place, too. The people, there were a lot of people in the restaurant. I went there to show how safe, and it was safe. I mean, the woman is just a mouthpiece. All she was a paid, she was a. paid agitator. And you have a lot of them. And I've asked Pam to look into that in terms of RICO, bringing RICO cases against the criminal RICO, because they should be put in jail. What they're doing to this country is really subversive.
Mr. President, can I ask you one on crime? Mr. President, can I ask you one on
sure.
crime and one on Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
You floated potentially going into St. Louis. You mentioned you want to go into Chicago next. Could St. Louis be after Chicago?
It's going to be around there someplace. Yeah, we got to save St. Louis. Got to save these cities.
And these people be out of pocket. I'm not gonna lie. They be definitely out of line. Some of the questions they ask, and then when they, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You know what I mean? And they just act so fucking shocked when they get the response, a real response, not a laced response, but a real one. C. Carroll enters the stage. All right, let me pull C. Carroll up. Salute to you, man.
What up, brother?
How you doing, man? What you got to say?
Chilling. I'm straight. I mean, what are we talking about here? I got a lot to say.
I mean, the floor is yours, bro.
I mean, shit. Israel's the biggest terrorist state in the world right now. That's the main thing, bro. Look up AIPAC. They both sides. Democrats and Republicans. Maybe 80% of the Congress and the House of Reps owned by AIPAC, bro.
Yeah,
they're running the show, and it's sick. Every war we've been in the Middle East since the 80s was directly pushed by fucking Israel.
Hey, listen, you know what? But now, C. Carroll, that's one thing we try to, because my channel's so hot for talking about that. But if you want to open that particular discussion on my other channel, Mac Mean TSTV, I'm willing. I'll risk the whole channel for that.
No, that's straight. I'm not trying to cause no issues for you.
Nah, what you saying? A lot of people don't even understand. Now, this is the only thing I'm gonna say about this, and we're gonna play some of the what President Trump is saying. They don't know that the CIA is trained by the Mossad. Mossad, you know what I'm saying? And when you tell them that, they think the CIA is like the top of the food chain and stuff. And speaking and saying certain things over here because everything's being transcribed now gets the channel hot. So I'm gonna try to stay off of that. Let's play. I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and if you want me to stop, I'll stop it.
This isn't like, we're going to do something. We have to save St. Louis. We have to save Chicago.
How do you feel? How do you feel about the army being called into the major cities to counter?
It's setting us up for a fucking police state. It's not necessary.
Okay, so in your opinion, right, humbly, what would you say what's your idea of a solution?
I mean, what is the exact issue? I mean, in my opinion, crime rates are going down, dude. I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of issues, especially in certain communities, but I don't think military force is the way to go.
Well, I agree that the crime is going down. You know what I'm saying? And not just, I don't like to just look at stats. I like to look at my reality. And I'm also a well-traveled type of motherfucker. So I got my ear to the ground. So I know what's going on. But well, let's talk about, I'm specifically talking about the black thing, the black issue.
Right.
And the black issue comes in here, right? Because we hold such weight with the vote and stuff like that. They try to appeal to black people's feelings to get the vote, right? But meanwhile, we do have real problems, like the problem in Chicago, all the death that's surrounding these rappers and gangs over there, and it's causing the crime rate to soar in these particular cities, right? So, how do you force the police that's there to do a better job? You know what I'm saying? And
when they're not doing what they need to be doing. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have a solution, and I'm not going to lie to you. It's not something I'm well enough informed on to speak to give you a definitive answer. But
you see, Carol, let me just on a human level, right? Just between, you know what I mean? Let's barbershop talk for a second, right? If I told you that there's a particular city where all the kids are killing each other and they're normalizing the shit, and they're speaking about it in the songs, and they're being monetized for this, almost celebrated. Right?
Yeah, no, they're idolizing it. I get that. Yeah, it's sick.
And let me cap it. Let me land it with this. And the police cannot do anything. And there's a cry out for help from the community. What do we do? I mean, think about it like this. For me, being listen, from my angle, being a content creator, one of the things that people come to me with a lot is that well, you're black, you're supposed to be, think this certain kind of way. Well, I'm an independent thinker, so I lean more towards conservative, but I like to think independently. And when I see these kids, when I look at these stories, because I follow it, and I see the senselessness of it, and the police can't do nothing. The older OG rappers refuse to say anything about it. The so-called black leaders are yelling about it, but nobody's hearing them. I think that the military is a perfect solution.
I mean, let me respond to the first thing that you said. I mean, I'm a white dude, you know what I mean? But people coming at you saying that because you're black, you need to think or act in a certain way. I think that's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? We're all people at the end of the day. Race shouldn't play a role in anything. I understand, there's certain communities that are whatever demographic, you know what I mean, and that has culture and influence. But yeah, no, like you said, independent thinker, like everybody should be, looking at situations and coming to their own, conclusions based on more than race. But you know what? I don't know, dude. I don't have a solution. If it is sick, it is. It's terrible what you're describing. And
hey, listen to this, right? Some of the reasoning and the logic behind why they're killing each other. I think that, for me, a long-term solution will be to inject our leaders, into the communities and do some of the things that kind of helped us back in the days. Like the community center was a great place, like, what I'm saying? Like it was a great place to learn, to get around some OGs and stuff like that, pick up some games, some skills, some social skills. You know what I'm saying? But I think that for immediate solution, the Army, listen, these dudes respect police for some reason. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect each other, but they'll drill somebody down. The police come, they'll throw their gun so fast. In New York, what caused a lot of the crime rate to go down was those portable precincts. They start putting them in hot areas, lighting the shit up. You know what I'm saying? And holding the community responsible. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think that it's nasty work and it needs a nasty response.
I don't disagree, and I mean the military, yeah, it's a good deterrent, but it's just my fear is that introducing it now sets up for an abuse of that down the line. You know what I mean? Like it's a serious issue, and it needs to be addressed. And like I said, I don't have the answer. I don't.
Okay, let me say this. Let me address your concern about it as far as you in your mind and your heart, you feel that okay, we let this shit slide. Next thing you know, they fucking locking the whole country down. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. A few years ago, I've heard this conversation for the same kind of question, but just phrased different ways over the last 10 years. And that being, if we let them do this, they're gonna do this. And we've seen executive orders put down. We've seen martial law placed in certain cities and shit. We've seen martial law just thrown around randomly over the last fucking since I've been alive, you know what I mean? And every time it's activated, they say, well, we let them do this, they're gonna do this next. I don't think so. I don't think that we're gonna have a escape from New York type of situation if we start using our people or our armies and shit like that to control our areas that we having problems with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they're gonna stay there forever. You know what I mean? They're gonna go do what they do, you know what I mean? Put some shit into place to make the fucking crime rate go down. And if it works, hallelujah. So far it's been working. But the response for the gangbangers is that if y'all come up in the projects, we're gonna combat y'all. We're gonna fight against y'all. That don't help.
No, not at all. And listen, I'm right there with you, bro. If it if it does what it's meant to do and that's it, they withdraw and shit gets better. That's you know what, this is a little off on a little tangent, but so many people when somebody's in power like Trump and Republicans are in power, Democrats will come out and root against him, like just because they don't like him. Like at the end of the day, you want to see your fucking country, succeed and thrive. But these motherfuckers, It's like they actively seek destruction just because it's the other side in charge. Now, coming back to what you were saying, it's like, yeah, like I said, I would love to see, the troops come in, settle shit down, get the community at peace, and then get out of there. But it's just, I don't know. Even if it hasn't happened yet, it's just something in the back of my mind I just don't want to see. But,
all right. I'm about to end this live soon. Thank you for
no,
pulling
it's
up.
straight. I gotta go anyway. I actually was gonna bounce a minute ago, but I wanted to hop on here. But yo, listen, brother, be easy, all right?
Yes, sir. You're always welcome. Where you from, bro?
I live right on the Connecticut-New York border.
Hell
I
yeah,
hop between both.
You getting some money because that's the most expensive fucking place in America to live.
You know what though? It's actually like split down the middle. It's either dirt poor or fucking super rich. And New Haven and fucking Bridgeport and Waterbury, this is Connecticut cities. They're fucking crime ridden, dirty, and fucking super poor. And I'm more in those areas. So
hey, let me ask you a random question, man. Do you know Grand Corn?
Say that one more time.
Grand Corn.
No.
He talks like this. Hey, my name is Grand Corn. What I want to do is suck on Nick dick, dog. You know what I mean? He talk
Yeah, no, I don't know who that is.
I fuck him. I'm glad you don't know him. As long as you don't know him, then me and you cool.
Yeah, I fuck him too. All right, listen, bro, be easy. I gotta go.
Yes, sir. Good meeting you, man. All right. C-Cal's turned out to be a good motherfucker. See, he didn't have our opinion. He doesn't carry our opinion. You know what I'm saying? But he has his own opinion. You know what I mean? That's all we ask for, people to be yourself and be respectful to us, and we'll show the same love back, man. That's the conservative way. You know what I mean? That's why we got so many friends. That's why you're looking at people like, what's wrong with him? I don't know. What's wrong with the people in Chicago that think they could take on the fucking U.S. Army? My son is a Marine. My son laughing at this goofy shit. Like, are you kidding me? They said, what, Dad? They said they could take you in words. They said if the Marines come out here, man, we got switches for the Marines, bruh. Switches. They hold 16 bullets, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Nah, we know we can smell that you ain't no fucking Democrat, bro. I don't know who said it. Somebody said that to you. We can smell that on you. You ain't no Democrat, no Republican. You ain't probably an independent, none of that shit. You can't put a label on this motherfucker because the shit he's talking about when he tried to go to the I word about the J words, I had to stop him. That's for the other channel, bro. We could go over there and we could crack it open. I know you got your thinking cap on. Trust me, you said certain things that was trolling, and I said there's certain things he said this motherfucker is reading. Salute to C. Carroll.
Each other and protecting Chicago from Donald Trump. Outside of political figures in Chicago reacting to Trump's threats, those who are accused of being directly connected to the crime would respond. Over on TikTok, videos will begin to circulate of gang members and so-called thugs explaining that Chicago will not comply so easily like other cities.
Pay attention.
Trump talking about something Chicago about to find out why it's.
Pay attention, y'all. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is not keeping it real. This is when keeping it real goes wrong. This is mental illness to put your face and, you know what I'm saying, stamp your face onto this message. You're making yourself hot.
Called the Department of War. Nigga, you about to find out why it's called direct. The fuck? Goofy ass nigga? We ain't scared of.
Let me tell y'all something personally, bro. Trump.
I'm not gonna lie.
Chicago will not.
I'm not gonna lie. This dude's bad funny. He needs to start a podcast.
Comply so easily like other cities.
Man, Trump.
This should be funny, bro.
Talking about something Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Nigga, you about to find out why it's called direct. The fuck? Goofy ass nigga? We ain't scared of.
Let me tell y'all something personally, bro. Trump, I don't know why the fuck you think that these young niggas in Iraq finna be scared. They ain't scared no National Guard, shorty. They
trust me, Trump don't give a fuck if you scared or not, shorty.
ass is not playing out here, boy. The National Guard should be scared of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what they be wrong.
See what type of hard ERs like
these YNs pull up to the police station with switches. You know what I'm saying? Drinks, everything, shreddy. right in front of the station. I know exactly what I said, bro. No capping. So it's like, this shit crazy. These little niggas crazy, boy.
Oh, I need to find that footage, Miss Benzo, so I can put it out on my Instagram. Can you find that real quick? You know what I'm saying? Can you grab that and send that to me real quick? No freaky.
Now, these threats made by gang members in Chicago to the National Guard will cause many black users online,
soldiers, how the soldiers is laughing at them,
to now chime in and share how ridiculous they felt their logic was.
Calling them Uncle Toms and all that. Uncle Tom got an M4 legally.
Are y'all serious? Do y'all really think that y'all can take on the U.S. military? Bro, the military overtakes countries, bro. Y'all are a small portion of Chicago, bro. And y'all talk about y'all got switches. A switch is so...
This is like your kids in one of the rooms. You have a 10-bedroom house. They're in one of the rooms talking about they're going to take over if you kick them out.
Dumb. A switch is like a waste of bullets, bro. And y'all thinking because it shoots really fast.
It is a waste of fucking bullets. Why they running around with them switches anyway? I think that's a bad idea.
Yes.
Nah, because when I went to gangster school, they said switches are for bitches.
Bro.
So we got Chicago's gangsters and thugs saying they got switches for Trump's National Guard.
The laugh be so genuine. This is what makes this classic.
Let's entertain that for maybe 2 seconds, right? First off, you think they don't know what you guys got? Where do you think those switches came from?
I know what's so funny to me is the fact that we got people on TikTok and the people of
All right, if they gave you a switch, imagine what they got.
Chicago saying that they're not scared of the National Guard. Which, okay, you may not be scared of the National Guard or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. The National Guard definitely ain't scared of y'all. And
the National Guard pulling up like Marlon Wayans and don't drink your juice in the hood. Don't be a menace while drinking your juice in South Central. I think that's the name of the title. When he came, do we have a problem? That's how the army and the shit's pulled up.
National Guard definitely.
Like I said on my other channel, the Boy Scouts to run up in the projects and do y'all filthy with the right type of guns.
Don't mind bringing their ass to Chicago and shutting that whole city down. And the only reason these people
motherfuckers can't even shoot your target. Y'all shooting everybody else. Yo, we gonna go shoot the barbershop up. End up hitting the church, the bodega.
People saying this is because Trump said that they're going to find out what he did with DC and they're going to do the same thing in Chicago. And I guess the people of Chicago feeling some type of way. The dude's talking about some, oh, we got switches, we ain't scared of the National Guard, we got all this, we got all that. As if this not the U.S. military that y'all talking about. I guarantee you, them folks start bringing those tanks and bringing those grenade launchers to the streets. There is absolutely nothing that y'all people can do to the National Guard once they get to Chicago. I'm gonna tell you that now. These are trained professionals that we're talking about here. These people specialize.
Look up there with a tank through your projects and just start crushing buildings down with one fucking tank. Fuck an army. They'll put a kid in the tank. Matter of fact, they got drone. Remotely operated tanks now, unmanned. Bring that shit through. What y'all gonna do to stop that? What you gonna jump on top of it and get inside of it? There's no jumping on top of it, get inside nowhere. It's sealed off. What you gonna do? Jump on top of it with a fucking drill? Shooting at that shit with 16 bullets, shit's ricocheting, hitting the homies. Imagine that shit. Boom, boom, boom. Brr. Yo, go get another box. Brr, brr. Yo, bro. A box of 50 bullets. Think about that. And a switch. It's over. Knock it off. You know what I mean? You better have 1 billion clips. And still then, you won't even scratch the surface of a fucking tank. That shit will come through and run over your baby moms. For real, for real. Run over your baby mama. And speaking of baby mama and grandma, right? They rooting for the army. They not rooting for you niggas. Trust and believe. They tired of they kids getting. There's nobody else. There's nobody else. Terrence dead. Rob dead. Little Mike dead, little Jimmy dead, everybody dead. I'm tired.
That type of activity in the active war each and every day.
A part of these responses, Black soldiers have also spoken out to explain why gang members going against the military is a bad idea.
I pray to Christ Jesus himself that this video reach the vast majority of the thugs and hooligans in Chicago that truly believe that you're going to do anything to the United States military. Mind you, we're not even bringing Green Berets or Navy SEALs or Special Forces, right? It's National Guard. It usually happens when an administration feels like a city or a place within the United States, it just adds civil unrest, right? Because we do defend the country from enemies, foreign and domestic.
Oh, let's not talk about the drones. The drones are terrifying. Y'all see what them drones be doing to those people, man? Let me show you what them drones do, man. To the Ukrainians. Ukrainians is doing the Russians dirty. Oh, they seek and destroy. They seek and destroy. Them things is nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Blows up frightened Russian infantry. Man, these drones are nasty, yo. Y'all think that boat footage was something? Check this out, blood. Check this out, homie. Yo, homie. Check this out, homie. Hold up, homie. Got something for you, homie. Happy birthday, homie. Happy birthday, homie. It's for me. It's my birthday. Yep. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. Man. Rest in peace to the homie. Happy birthday, homie. Died on his birthday. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the army. All right, check it out. For you niggas that think that you're going to fight against the army, look how clean that shit. Look, they video this. They having fun. Look at that. Oh. You think you taking this shit on? Those are drones. They come equipped with the cameras. They be having two little dudes. Look at this. See? Look at them. That's who's killing them. This is who's knocking them down.
Recent video from the front lines shows a dramatic moment. A Russian infantry group technology meets conventional infantry tactics. Recent video from the front
video games, yo.
Lines shows a dramatic moment. A Russian infantry group advancing in makeshift vehicles, an old Russian-made Bukanka minibus, and a light tactical buggy, attempting to move along a narrow path toward Ukrainian defensive positions. The vehicles were being used to transport enemy personnel closer to the Ukrainian defense lines along the narrow path toward the troop positions.
Look at this.
From the very beginning of the advance,
Look at this shit.
Ukrainian drones...
That motherfucker got a vaporizer. He's smoking on hookah.
From the very beginning of the
Little
advance...
kid is this the... And let me just say something, right? Because they don't see blood. They are desensitized. He has a cell phone right there. He got his vaporizer right there. You know what I'm saying? Probably smoking some bud. They got the computers up. This shit ain't nothing but video games to these kids, man. And you think that they gonna have a problem with going up in the rack? You think they have a problem with going up in the rack? Nah, bro. I need y'all to wake up. Excellent. Wake up.
Ukrainian drones had detected the small column with reconnaissance drones scanning every meter of the route, monitoring the enemy's path. Once the small column began moving and its targets were locked.
Give me a second, man. I want to pull this Dame Dash thing up, man. Salute everybody that's going and open with me, man. You know what I mean? Let me just pull up one more thing before we get up out of here, man. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to do it, man, because we at the 3-hour mark. You know what I'm saying? Salute everybody that pulled up today, you know what I mean? And did the Lord's work with me. Quick commercial break. Sorry.
Breaking news this morning, NYC residents stay safe. Dick riding is at an all-time high. Broke boys are on the rise. Pieces are not hitting, and the plugs have the same work.
All right. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to do the shmoney dance, man. I gotta wiggle my leg, you know what I mean? Get up out of here, man. Salute to all the new subscribers, you know, all the new people that's around here, you know. We have 870 votes. Should they cancel The View next? 71% of those people say, yeah, get them up out of here. See Carol, man, great build, man. Thank you for pulling up, having the balls to step up. Miss Benzo, that joint gonna look like LA in the 80s and the 90s. Chicago, she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Richard, bro, armies don't even want to go against our soldiers, allegedly. I think I'm reading old chats. Let me see. Let me. Obama loved drones. Okay. Anybody else know that? No, I'm just kidding. You all take it easy and have a good night. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Moderators, thank you for moderating tonight. You know what I mean? We up out of here, man. True story. All story ain't true, but this one was. Okay.